And as always, I stride in at the end of that song. Hello everybody and welcome to Clockwork SJ's channel. Tonight we're playing some Dungeons and Dragons. So today, first off, I need some background music for my town, which is going to include some dragon roars in the background. I think there we go, that'll get that going. That's better. How's everyone doing tonight? I am here with Team Creative Condiments tonight. Not feeling too confident at the moment, some of them, from the sounds of how I was speaking to them earlier. As, yeah, we finished last time with them in a rather rough state.
What?
A rather rough state indeed, weren't we, Team Creative Condiments?
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm having a fantastic time.
Of course you are. You're Corin the Magnificent.
He's also hiding in the keep.
Having the time of my life. This is the most sleep I've had in weeks.
So, yeah, welcome on into Dungeons & Dragons, everyone. This has been a bit of a rough end last week, as the party have done fantastically, saving most of the town of Greenest from the kobold and human attacks, and as they were kind of out attacking the... Well, they fought a one-to-one duel. Caliban fought a one-to-one duel against a half-dragon, and won. And then felt that
let it lie.
Yeah, his need to destroy anything that was negative dragon, chromatic dragons, had meant that he kept the attack going, and then killed a bunch of kobolds. Everyone came out to help. Kobolds died, humans died, and then as they started moving back towards the keep, an adult blue dragon, who they have met before, landed in front of them, and...
Can we actually explain exactly why the Blue Dragon came down? And it wasn't for the kobolds. It was for the fact that in a Malcolm History X style or Vlad the Impaler style, a certain dwarf is deciding that he has to present his trophy outside the house.
Which we later found out is probably his child.
I can neither confirm nor deny. But they are very similar colours, seeing as the half-dragon was a blue-scaled dragon and now a mighty blue dragon missing half of its horn that Caliban has on his person, has swooped down in anger to attack them. And I believe we ended the last session with three of us being struck by a line of lightning breath. And going down. And not in the fun way. So we've essentially got 3 people lying unconscious outside of the keep. We have another 2 people, one inside the keep, one on top of the wall. And yeah, it's not looking great.
No regrets.
All the regrets.
Caliban has 0 regrets, as Caliban... It's what Caliban does.
Yeah.
Caliban is currently is Caliban, while he's alive, is a paladin of Bahamut. So chromatic dragons are a big no-no to him. Little Geeky says, sometimes I look at my team and think it could be worse. Yeah, the party at Curse of Strahd isn't doing so bad, but you've had your rough moments as well. So yeah, we're essentially going to start today. I don't think we've made any death saving throws yet, have we?
Should we start with one?
Essentially,
let's be honest.
Kind of how it's going to start.
Unless
yeah.
Someone's jumping down that wall in the next 6 seconds. Corin. Oh no, you're not the one on the wall, are you? Damn it.
No, that's me.
Yeah, you've gone back downstairs.
Corin was just outside the gate, and then he kind of backed his ass back into the gate. Currently, Corin is inside the keep, just behind the metal portcullis. The 3 of you are just outside the portcullis, lying unconscious, and Mia is on top of the wall, looking down over the whole thing, as Lenithon, the blue dragon, has landed and is not best pleased. So, yeah, do you know what? Let's start as we mean to go on. Could everyone on the ground please roll me a d20 straight and see what happens? Let's start with our death saving throws. I need to open my book of books. Oh, Caliban with a
failure.
Caliban with a fail. Lily with a misroll. Lily with a save.
I'm fairly sure I get some saves to this, but I can't remember what they are. Bear with me.
The wrong... Hang on. Bloody hate. Oddly enough, death saving throw wasn't the one macro that I haven't got set up.
You'd like to think you wouldn't need that macro, if in all honesty.
Yes, that was ambitious of you.
Oh. So thus far we have Caliban has failed a saving throw, Lily has passed one, and Tobias has failed one as well. So Tobias.
So we only need to take one hit, and we're permadeath.
It's nice knowing you guys.
Oh.
I think you.
On the plus side, did I roll for how long it would take to do that again? I did not. On the plus side.
I'm sorry, my PDF is taking a really long time to load, but I think people get saves, but I don't know whether it only counts if I'm conscious.
I imagine it probably does.
I'd say
I
so.
don't know.
I'll rule that as yes.
some of the
It's only if you're conscious until you get up and
Okay.
say otherwise. But
Okay, then,
if that's not the case, we'll retroactively change it. That's fine. We're not going to be going too far into your deaths before your PDF loads, I'd imagine. So yeah, it's going to take Lenithon a whole 2 turns for 2 rounds to get its breath weapon back.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Well, shit.
It's going to be interesting. Okay, so all 3, Caliban, Lily, and Tobias have made their death saving throws. It will be Corin's turn, and then Mia's turn, and then it will be Lenithon's turn again.
Okay. Oh, like my turn right now?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
No
I mean,
pressure.
I mean, unless Caliban, Tobias, or Lily want to do anything. Oh no, they don't. It is your turn, Corin.
The fate of the world rests on your shoulders.
How
Well.
many people are standing around me?
There's a large kind of gathering around you now. There are about.
Hang on, didn't you just send a bunch of people out to fight?
He did.
Yeah, they did not get through the... Wait, did they get through the gate? I
No.
thought they were about to. And then
People were
If
coming
they
up to the
have gone
gate.
Through the gate, they're all dead.
People came up to the
Exactly.
gate, and people have come up to the gate but not escaped yet. They were kind of waiting to see what the heroes did.
Okay.
Once the heroes got hit by a bolt of lightning
Then.
from the dragon's mouth, they kind of stepped back. So they're all kind of crowding around you, Corin. You've got a good 7-ish people around you, including the Sergeant at Arms, Sergeant Margath, and the can't remember what I called him. The mayor, essentially.
All of the backup characters standing by ready. Okay. I will 3-foot height, tap one of them on I may assume the hip, and say, I can save them all. You guys just have to drag them through the gates. I will distract the dragon myself.
Okay.
Little halfling 25 feet just in front of Caliban.
Okay.
Dragon.
Sorry, you cut out a bit there, Koo. What you doing?
I will shout up at the dragon. Hey! How many dragons it takes to screw in a... Wait, there's no light bulbs.
Lol.
How many
Already
dragons it
fucked.
takes to
Already
light a
wrecked.
candle?
Okay.
I don't know either, because your breath weapon's gone, and I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
On
He
a
has to make a wisdom saving
on
throw.
a, on a
Which dragons are synonymously rubbish at, right?
I don't know.
A wisdom
Oh,
save, sure.
He tried. That's what counts.
You'll be incredibly happy to hear that he rolled a natural 1 on that.
Oh shit!
Oh god.
So he didn't do too badly. It was a 5, but it was a natural 1 on the roll. So
Don't
How-
they have legendary actions?
they do.
Isn't one of them to automatically succeed a save?
It is, but they only have a certain amount of legendary actions during the battle. What does this do? I suppose I'd have to
Make
react
him-
before this.
Become incapacitated and laugh his ass off until his next turn he can make another roll, or until anyone hits him.
Yeah. Nope. Oh no, this baby dragon doesn't have that as a legendary action, you'll be happy to hear. He's an adult blue dragon, but he's very he's designed not to be too crazy. He cannot resist that. He is going to start laughing. However, it will end within a turn, so you've got 1 turn, essentially. He loses his turn this round, and then he automatically saves next turn.
And with my bonus action, use my final level 1 spell to healing word the shit out of Caliban. Master Caliban, raise yourself. You need to drag Master Tobias through a gate.
You shush, Lily. You're unconscious.
I know, but I'm the healer.
You're
Damn it.
the healer.
It's okay. It's all right. Caliban's awake now. This is.
Is
cool.
he? And that roll hasn't.
Could also heal.
I haven't seen your healing pop up yet on my screen.
How many of the numbers do I need to roll?
4,
Plus anything?
5.
7 of my finest hit points.
Okay, you are conscious and on 7 hit points.
And that is my turn.
Then I'm going to charge the dragon. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, with the death saving throw thing, it is while I am conscious, but it's also when I'm level 10. So I know I'd read it somewhere, but I wasn't sure where.
Jumping the
If
gun.
I was
a little.
only conscious and a lot stronger than I actually.
Yeah.
I'm not dead.
We wish for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mia.
I tried.
Mia, it'll be your go since you're conscious still.
Yeah, amazingly. I don't know how the hell that happened.
You didn't run out into the fight.
No, this is very true. This is very true. Well, for a start, I am not going to hit the dragon. Don't think I'd be that stupid.
You are weak.
You
You die next.
I hope you like fire caliber.
You're clearly a sympathizer.
I bet You say that everyone is just outside of the doors, right?
The party are. Most of the other people are just inside the doors.
Yeah. So I was hoping with my movement I could get down off the wall to the door and start dragging the unconscious bodies through to relative.
Shut.
Is it? I thought
No,
it was open.
it's open it's open at crouching level, so Corin didn't have much issue. Mia, you'd be able to get to the gate and kind of just outside it, but you wouldn't be able to drag anyone back in just yet. You'd have to wait till your next turn for that one.
Right, okay. Yeah, in that case, I shall do that and try and make myself ready for when the dragon attacks again.
That's fair. The dragon is
So,
currently kind of chuckling to himself quietly.
Which is deeply disturbing.
Corin has given him a bit of a laughing fit. On the plus side to that, that means we'll wheel around to the top of combat without the dragon having to do anything. The other people gathered around Corin take inspiration at what he said. They lift the gate open slightly more, take hold of Tobias and Lily, and they do manage to try and drag them back. Roll.
Yay.
Plus 2. Unless it's a fail on all 3, then they should be able to get them back through the gate as they do athletics checks. Caliban's awake but still prone. Caliban, will you eject one of them trying to drag you back?
I will not. No, I will not. No, I will not.
Let me out.
Dude, really.
Right, scrappy do.
In that case, Tobias and Lily, you're not allowed to fight it off really, so you're back inside the gate now. So I'll just move you guys inside the keep. Caliban, they move you inside as well.
Heroes.
And
Let's all move into this enclosed space.
it's,
With a nice open rooftop.
yep, it does have a very nice open roof. Yeah, but that's that. I noticed Tobias, you've made another saving throw.
Well, you said top of the round.
Yeah, that's fine. You are first.
Yeah.
I did forget to make the people move first, but yeah. So Tobias has a saving throw. Lily,
Yes.
roll me a saving throw, please.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Does that make it?
Makes...
Tens
Yeah.
to save
Yeah,
us.
10's a save.
Or above.
Yeah, 10 or above's a save, so that's another save for Lily. So, yep, that's looking good for Lily. Caliban, you are still prone. You're inside the keep now, but you are conscious.
Who of the unconscious ones are near me?
You'd essentially have been dragged in almost in a straight line, so you've literally got Lily on one side, Tobias on the other.
Well, in that case, it'll be a 50. So if I roll a d6, 1 to 3 is
So-
Tobias. Anything else?
Guy
Right.
that
So
you've known
Tobias
and gone
get-
through
gets a cure wounds.
the entire
You jerk. Alright.
on the
the-
random elf woman that
I'm
just showed up.
Have 4 hit points.
Yay.
No, not you, Lily.
That is my last.
Yes.
No,
So-
Lily, that wasn't you. You don't
That
get any
wasn't you,
heal. That's Tobias. He healed.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I
You
wondered why
said-
you said yay.
You know, rather than a elf woman who just showed up.
That's fair.
Oh, and you were going,
Yay about-
yay!
Because I'm the elf woman.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's fair. Tobias, you now have 4 HP, which means when we come around to the top of the round again, you'll be able to actually have actions. I guess, Corin, it's your turn.
Does
Oh,
he,
is that
like, do I
act-
see him breaking out of his laughter?
Currently, he's still laughing. I mean, he will laugh until his turn, which is slightly after you. So he's starting to shake his head and kind of snap out of it. You can tell that, yeah. He is starting to get his way out.
Walk back in with a flourish of my cape as I do.
As Corin comes back in, they drop the gate, and the portcullis shuts entirely.
I will say to everyone, I'm honestly not sure how long he's going to keep laughing, and we should probably move since this place has no roof.
That's a fair point. Fair and astute point. Where
And then I'm going to try to stabilize Lily while talking begins happening.
where exactly do you expect us to go?
Through the tunnel, through the forest, out of the town maybe?
Everyone looks a bit nervous. The outside world does not look like a happy place.
Or another thought: go and talk to him with lots of weapons in his face. I reckon I could take him.
Because that worked so well for you last time,
He
Caliban.
he got the jump on me.
So terrible. So terrible. And like, yeah, I mean, almost in a humorous way, I've just lit the dragon flame candle that I've started burning yesterday. I get ambience from this. Game T are now sponsoring me, so I can advertise their candles a little bit, and I get free stuff. But this candle is specifically for Dungeons and Dragons. It's called Dungeon Fire, and it smells a dragon fire even. It smells like bonfires and tanned leather. Actually, it genuinely smells like a weekend of LARP without the BO. It's wonderful. So yeah, I get that going in the background. It's a shame this isn't a red dragon, to be honest, because he doesn't shoot fire.
Yeah, because that's a shame.
It is a shame. Mia, your go.
Well, Lily's still unconscious, isn't she?
Yes,
Indeed.
she is currently still unconscious.
Can you force down potions of healing down unconscious people?
This is often a contentious point.
Asking for a friend.
This is it's often a contentious point. I personally think yes. I don't think that's a problem.
I do like the critical role logic of it, which is yes, but it's a whole action rather than
Yeah, because it's
anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have been doing something spectacular, however, you're force feeding someone a drink.
It's also the case of actually getting them to drink it without suffocating and dying is a good thing.
Yeah.
Is a difficult thing to do. So yes, you can do it, but it will take your whole turn to do it. So
That is fine. I shall do that. So have a potion of healing, Lily.
Yay.
okay.
How much do I heal for?
I do not know the numbers. Yeah.
We had a couple of basic left over from the last bit, didn't we? Because I've still got one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I still had a few in my pack.
it's a regular
As well.
potion of healing. So it's 2d4 plus 2, I believe.
That sounds about right. So I'm desperately flicking through my book.
Okay, it's definitely 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, okay. What DM said.
2d4 plus 2.
Yes.
Okay. 2d4 plus 2. 7. Is that 7 from 0?
Yeah, so you go up to 7. You're on 7 now and you're conscious.
I'm on 7.
You-
Ow!
Take 8 points drowning damage.
I mean, I tried my best. I mean,
I tried, guys. I tried. Yeah, Lily, you are conscious.
Didn't quite go as planned there, did it, loves?
it never does when a dragon's involved. And Caliban.
Speaking of said dragon, he is shaking his head violently, stamping his claws, clawing at the earth, his wings spread, and he takes to the skies. He makes one pass over you all. So he flies like directly over you. I moved Tobias instead of the dragon. There we go. He makes one fly directly over you.
Over the top of D.
But he flies and he is making what appears to be a big loop. So it will take him a while to get round back to you all. He is shaking his head still and looks very confused.
Well, does anybody else have any ideas, or shall we go through the tunnel and try to escape this town?
Wait a minute. One of the guards who was up on the thing next to Mia points out to the woman in purple. She's leading them away.
I wish to climb.
You can do so. Essentially, it looks like the woman in purple robes who was giving the orders earlier is shouting some things, and people are passing it onwards. It seems to be spreading around the town. There are a number of them that just start heading towards the southeast, but they are making their way slowly towards the edge of town. All of them.
Well,
I'm not going to move all of these. It's going
I
to
guess we
forever.
must have put up a good fight.
Either that or they got what they came here for.
Yeah, good fight. And I'm literally gonna... You know I talked about there was a space under the stairs that I was trying to meditate in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna crawl back into there and just collapse.
Alright. Well, what were they here for?
Well, what were they doing? We mostly just ran here. The mayor says. What did you see them doing while you were out there? What were they actually after?
I was asking you. It's your town. I figured you might have something in it. I know you ain't protecting any ancient relic, hiding any secret tombs. You know, all that lark.
Not that I know
Did she
of.
just say lot?
She said Lark.
Are you all laughing? Is this all a joke? I think that's it. Not that I know of. I don't
Alright.
think
Well,
so.
that sounds it then.
The dwarf replies.
From my core space, I kind of shout out and go. For best of it, they looked like they were after people, or it just looked like looting.
They did. They were grabbing things as they were attacking. People, you're right, people, but also valuables? But why?
Didn't stop to search any pockets, oddly enough.
I don't understand why, though.
Well, don't dragons tend to like treasure?
To be honest, who doesn't like treasure?
A fair point. Well, the dragon kind of wheels around. You see him passing again overhead. There's a loud roar. And then he flies off to the north, opposite from the direction of everyone else.
A dragon roar.
The dragon flies over top of you again. Lenithon has kind of looped around. He gives a massive roar, and then he wheels around to the north and flies.
Sorry, yeah. It's just when you said there was a roar to the north. I'm like,
oh no,
is it
no,
the same dragon.
no,
Okay.
same dragon. He roars and he flies. He's coming from the north. Sorry, I said that wrong. He's coming from the north, but he flies off directly east, while the rest of them seem to be heading south-southeast. They don't seem to be heading in the same direction. But the raiding parties, or whoever they were, the kobolds, the humans, whatever's left in town, all seem to be filtering out of town and heading towards the southeast.
Well, this was a lovely visit. Caliban, are you still alive through there somewhere?
Don't worry about me.
Okay. I won't. You seem awfully quiet considering what we've just been facing.
So you're going and you're worrying when I said don't worry.
Okay.
The sergeant of the head of the militia kind of looks around at everyone. I suggest anyone who can grabs rest while they can. I plan to take a party to track them down in the morning. I'm not letting them get away. The dragon's not with them anymore. They should be easy enough to pick off.
Well, I suppose I could use a nap.
I mean, fill your boots, and I'm literally just going to take my jacket off, roll it up, and use it as a headrest, and basically fall asleep under the stairs that I'm sat at.
The mayor of the town kind of heads off towards the side room where there's a number of beds set up. I'm gonna make myself as comfortable as I can for the night. We'll keep guards on posts, right? Sergeant nods. We'll make sure that we've got people posted. I think we should be okay, but if we've got as the smoke clears, we'll have a better vision of what's going on around us. No one's leaving these gates tonight. Get some rest, everyone.
I will do exactly that.
Sounds good.
Would anyone like to do anything other than resting?
I would
Hell
like
no.
to be a cat and have a rest.
Have a cat
Can I
nap.
please rest as a cat?
Yes, I guess you could rest as a cat. Why?
I will sleep on a bed. Probably a bed with somebody small in it, because we can share that bed, because we're both small now.
There you go, Corin. Looks
There's a
like
lot of people in one space.
It very much sounds like you've got a bed partner for the night, Corin.
Yay!
Yay!
Corin's got some No. No.
So glad that wasn't missed.
I can't even. There's a good solid 8 hours that pass before you kind of start hearing the sounds of clanging, metal on metal, people moving with purpose. There's a lot of nervous muttering going on. And that's what brings you to wakefulness. Also, above the usual kind of smells that you were encountering last night of, burning wood and things like that, there's also now the scent of cooking bacon.
Ooh, delicious.
Oh,
If only I wasn't a vegetarian.
You sure could have struggled.
The Caliban's war pig.
They
Oh
found
my
some
God!
ants, and that's what breakfast is.
Thankfully, it doesn't work like that.
I'm
You
not
never
gonna...
found what we found wandering outside the gates.
we found, guys, we found a giant pig, and we've cooked him for you. Yeah, no, it is not your mount. It would smell very different, and there'd be a lot more excess meat going around. Yeah. Raddy, I'm not gonna lie. Raddy broke me in chat a little bit. Literally, as we were having a joke about, as we were doing the pussy joke, Ratty did a random quote, and it came up with, "I will keep ramming until you stop," and it broke me. I'm not gonna lie. But yes, Corin did get some pussy last night. That's how it goes.
Yeah, no, we did get a full night's rest. Long rest.
Yeah, whole long
Yeah.
rest, full long rest.
Hey, I have spells back.
Right.
Yes.
Where's that fucking dragon?
Oh, you're a bit more up for it now, are you?
Aye.
I'm not worrying about you anymore.
Well, it's fair now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, technically that dragon did intercede in your battle.
Absolutely.
Looking around at the people who are they getting ready to go to war?
It seems like a lot of them are armoring up, but
Fucking idiot.
it seems very much to be that they're armoring up and going and joining the patrol on the wall. They don't seem to be heading towards the gate.
Good. Because if these people look after themselves in their own armoured keep, how genuinely do they think they're going to do hunting these creatures down at their own encampment? That wasn't rhetorical. I mean, if anyone's got an answer though. Taliban?
Particularly.
Oh, sorry, what? I phased out the smell of bacon.
I heard them say last night that they intended to go hunt these creatures down.
Oh, right.
They were
Well,
cowering in their
well,
own keep earlier. How the hell do they think they're going to stand any better chance out there against them?
We have some more
Well-
information this time.
They have seen me destroy their leader, and it's boosted their morale.
I think it's probably more the fact that there ain't a big scaly freaking lizard in the sky anymore.
Oh, it's definitely not that.
I'm going to go take a quick... I'm not going to open the gate, but it's the gate got a kind of portcullis thing to it.
Yes, it does. It's down. It's still closed, but yeah, you can see
You
through
see
it.
through it?
Yeah, definitely. It's
Have they taken the corpse of the champion?
the ones that were leaving.
Yeah.
Nope. He is still there.
Caliban?
He seems to have been stripped of his armor, the little bit of armor that he had, but he is now a naked
Okay.
half dragon hanging up there.
But they've taken his kit, basically.
Yep.
No spores of war for you, I'm afraid, Caliban.
Like,
I didn't want anything from it.
plates are kind of passed around. There are plates being given out. There seems to be a mixture of bacon and eggs being handed out to everyone that wants it.
Oh man, I'm so hungry.
Well, what are you talking about? There's plenty of food.
Yeah. Do you, any veggies?
I mean, we've got some mushrooms.
That'll do me.
Oh, all right. Oh, I'll fry some up for you.
What are you, wait, what are you frying them in?
Oh, yeah. Butter?
Just give me the mushroom, just as it is. It's all right like that.
He kind of brings you a small pouch of mushrooms.
I eat the mushrooms raw.
Ugh. Oh,
Ugh.
even hearing it makes me uncomfortable.
It's the texture. Surely it's just like eating rubbery cotton wool.
Yeah, this is what I have to live with because I could turn into animals. It's basically cannibalism.
I turn into a pig and just chop off a little bit of myself. It's fine. It's for
That's called
sustenance.
cannibalism.
It's frowned upon in most countries.
Anyone that wants breakfast is kind of is able to tuck into it quite happily. I'd imagine that would be most of you after last night.
I would
Oh, yeah.
enjoy many breakfasts.
Corin, how are you doing? Are you out and up and about ready?
Who's that?
You. Okay. What are you up to?
Oh. Food and telling people my stories.
Corin's sitting there reminding everyone that he was the one who scared off the dragon, and it was all him. Notice how he was the one who made the dragon leave, etc. And people tend to be buying it. Like after last night, they tend to be kind of accepting this. And at that point, the portcullis raises slightly. The sergeant comes marching in. On his own, fully armoured.
Who comes marching in, sorry?
The sergeant that you met
Saints.
last night. Fucking hell. I don't know why I let you play my games. I really don't.
I'm funny.
Funny. No, Sergeant Margoth, the dwarf with the very posh accent, comes walking in, and he's clutching a rope behind him, pulling it along like a leash. He gives it a harsh tug as he enters the portcullis, and a kobold goes spilling to the ground in front of you, its hands bound behind its back. No, let us go! It screeches, trying to wiggle away.
Aw, you bought us a little lizard.
I caught him stuck in the riverbed. He was trying to get his legs free, but he wouldn't let go of the pile of gold he had in his bag. Idiot.
No, that's just a silly maneuver.
He won't talk for me. Figured you lot might want to give him a go. The more information we can get, the more easy it'll be to track these fuckers down. His posh accent seems to have faded slightly, almost as if he was putting it on.
Funny that. Well, everybody good at this sort of stuff?
What, torture?
Persuasion? Jeez. We ain't all animals round here.
Little cock.
Wow.
We're gonna let that sink in.
Yeah, we're gonna let
Are you still a cat,
didn't
by the
want
way?
to say anything.
Are you still a cat at the moment, or was that just, you know?
So you mean a cat just ate a mushroom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
That
haven't
is
turned.
talking to everyone.
Yeah, no, I have to have turned back by now. I don't.
I'd imagine
without
so.
being a human.
Meow,
You're just
meow,
looking
meow,
at a cat,
meow.
then. This is where you guys realise I've been externally monologuing, but all you can hear is meow. No, I will have turned back into a human upon morning.
If you don't want to go at him, I'll happily take him into the back rooms where we've got more equipment.
Oh, it sounds like it will be torture. Which one of you are good at that?
Yeah, I'm out. I'm going to head... Caliban, have you still got the key to the tunnel?
Yep.
Can I borrow it?
Yep.
And I'm going to head out through the tunnel.
Okay.
I intend to come back, by the way. As I head downstairs.
This is Tobias going. Phil has
Latest.
decided, fuck it, I made backup characters. They're going to come into play whether I will.
We've just done a runner.
As you do, I'm going to tap you on the shoulder and say, "You don't have to run away, Master Tobias. I'll protect you." And I give you inspiration.
How long does inspiration last for?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Just in case he wants to stealth or something.
That's fair.
So effectively the plan... and I'll let you get back to your torture if that's what's planned. Is to get through the tunnel, and then south to the south of the village from where they exited, and see if I can pick up a trail.
Ah. Yeah,
And see if I can get an idea of looking at where is it? Blah 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 blah. If alone, I can move stealthily at normal pace, and when tracking others, I also learn their exact number, size, and time since past. So that's what I'm going to go off to do for a bit.
Fucking ranges, yo. Yep, no, that's fine. I will come back to you with that information in a second, because that will take you a bit of time. But I will say,
Yeah, I've got
roll
to
me,
get out and then through the trees and then down south.
roll me a stealth and then roll me a survival, and I'll let you know what you know in a bit. And you have obviously a bardic inspiration if you need it.
See if I get benefits to any of those before I start this. I'm first. Sorry about this.
That's okay.
spells just in case. I'll be 2 seconds. Oh! No, actually that probably won't help, so no, I'm not going to disguise myself as a cultist. Stealth. That'll do.
Nice.
And what was the other one you wanted?
Survival. Yeah, survival, please. Yeah, I think you could probably keep your bardic inspiration for a little bit, but yes, I'll fill you in a second.
Okay.
Sergeant Margath kind of watches him go. He lets himself out through the tunnel and kind of closes the door about him, behind him, and heads off. Look, I'm not much of the stomach for this either. If anyone has a way to... He says it's away from the kobold. He's tied him up to, like, the edges of the portcullis. If anyone has a better way to get information out of someone, I'd prefer that. Realistically, up until last night, this was a ceremonial position at best.
To try. If all else fails, it looks like Lady Mia could rather terrify him.
What is that supposed to mean, pray tell?
That you have a very nice tail.
I flick said tail in annoyance. I suppose I could
Blew
talk
up
to him.
8 of his kind last night with a fireball.
There is that too.
Indeed. But I will follow him back to wherever he has the kobold tied up.
Okay, the kobold is literally tied up, kind of attached to the portcullis, so he's right near the entrance of the place. Everyone's giving him a wide berth. The kobold itself is kind of obviously struggling against its bonds. It's hissing and spitting. Every now and again will speak in a little bit of Draconic. It's not happy.
Do you speak common, kobold?
Wait, Draconic? I speak that. What's he saying?
Oh, he's literally... It's literally masses of insults. You know, may Tiamat curse your souls, and your mother was a half-breed, and I've seen better scales on pond lizards, things like that. Kobold versions of insults.
I see.
I could speak common well enough, but don't see why I'd waste my breath.
I'd like to turn into a giant poisonous snake.
Wow.
As you do. Okay.
So basically you're going all Jafar on his ass.
Why not? I'm just trying to think, you know, what eats the lizards the most? Probably snakes, if they get hold of them.
And if they're big enough, I suppose.
Giant is a misnomer. I'm not giant.
What actual size are you?
I mean, it's called a giant poisonous snake because by the
Yeah,
size
but I mean, like,
of an actual
what size
snake-
is it actually?
I'm waiting. I'm stalling because the page is loading.
Oh, that's fair. Just so
I
I've
am
got an
actually
idea.
medium.
Okay, that makes
I am
sense.
basically a person-sized snake.
Yeah, I mean, that's giant for a snake. That's fair.
Yeah.
What colour are you?
Can I please roll to intimidate?
Yeah, but I need to know what colour you are first.
Oh, blimey! I need to pick a color.
Yeah, pick from, like, black, green, tan, or coral. You could be a coral snake, I guess. Stripy.
I want to go as bright yellow and red as possible. One of those ones that says, "I am the most poisonous thing. Do not eat."
Have a look. Have a look at the map for me. And if you can't
I'm
see
still
it,
on the town map. Are we
you're black.
supposed to?
Yeah, no. Look at. Actually, look at what I just put
I
on the
see
map
it,
for
I
you.
see it. Oh look, there's a giant snake there.
God damn it, woman!
Pretty badass.
Try and do nice things.
I
See
would
ya.
like to roll and intimidate.
By all means, roll me and intimidate. Roll me and intimidate.
I'm
Corin,
gonna
if you
have
would
to
like
roll
to
it
do
as
anything,
myself.
if you would like to do anything, please, by all means, add this in.
I
Oh,
shriek
man.
like a bitch at the sudden giant snake.
As a question, do I get advantage from being a giant snake?
Maybe. No, I would say not, sadly.
No, this kobold doesn't care.
He kind of watched you transform, and you hiss at him and, like, rear up as if you're going to bite down on him, and he looks up at you, laughs a little bit. Please. I've just come into the town with a dragon. You think a snake is going to make me talk? Pathetic. And he literally spits at you.
It probably should make you talk. She's a very special kind of snake, you see. She doesn't constrict or bite. She tends to enter other places. I will tell
Oh
him.
God!
Oh! Roll me a persuasion.
You look disgusted.
Roll me a deception, I guess. It's not really a persuasion.
26.
I guess it's more of a... No, okay. Persuading him to talk. That's pretty creepy. That's horrific altogether. Oh my god. Ratty's impressed by you, by the way. Oh. Surprise butt snake. Yeah, I guess so. I can't even look at one. The fact that you've got one on the screen means I can't look at the screen. I'm looking at chat. I'll make it go away. There we go. It's gone. But yes. So that combination, his eyes widen. The slits in the middle kind of narrowing as much as possible. He looks fucking terrified at that. No! Why would you do such a thing?
Just how she has her fun, really. You might want to tell us what we want to know. Starting with where your friends are going and where the dragon is going. Or she'll become a trouser snake.
Oh my god.
I am so glad that I don't have facial features because right now I'm actually horrified.
I think we all are,
Oh man.
apart from Ratty.
Well, Ratty was saying the first thing he would have done was start ripping his scales out one by one and then move on to claws. So you guys have gone the nice way. It backs away as much as it can. It's up against the portcullis now. Terrified, horrified of what you're saying. The cult of the dragon told us to do this. The dragon lady said get all of the loot in town. Take everything that was shiny, anything that was worth something. And that's what we did.
Did they
Any
tell you
particular
why?
reason why?
I don't know. The ones with the robes were talking about the Dragon Queen. They wanted to build a horde. Holds up the book, Horde of the Dragon Queen. Roll credits. They're building some kind of horde. I don't know why. I don't know what that even means.
What dragon queen?
I don't know. Look, we've been raiding different towns in the area. They were talking about a dragon hatchery nearby. There's a camp not far from town. That's literally all I know. He is eyeing the snake, terrified.
Which direction is this camp at?
I can show you.
Do any of you have a map? I look around.
No, I will take you there.
Hmm.
And with that, I'm going to cut back to Tobias. So, Tobias, you make your way out of the tunnel without much issue. You know your way around pretty well. You rolled a good stealth and a good survival, so you managed to track them out of town without any issue whatsoever. You can. It's difficult to ascertain their numbers, even with your high level of skill, just because they've been stepping over each other so much, and there's marks going in and out of the town all over the place. Lots of people were running around, etc. But it definitely seems like they headed to the south gate of town, and then from there they cut off through the woods to the southeast.
Okay. Going to follow a little bit further.
Okay.
And then I kind of got an so I'm looking out for if there's any cart tracks or anything like that, or try. Whoa! What was
Whoa.
that?
My fault. I started coughing.
She coughed and then muted, so we got like a weird splutter and then nothing.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's all right. Can
Don't
you roll
die.
can you roll me a perception, please, Tobias?
Perception.
No, that's not bad. That's not
Wait, no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What's your current bardic inspiration stuff?
Oh, it's the D10. D10?
10.
Are you already at a D10?
17.
No, it's a D8. I'm sorry.
I'll take it anyway, because it's 3.
Do you want me to re-roll
No,
it?
no, that's fine. I mean,
Or are we happy for the 3?
we'll take the 3, because the 3 gets you what you needed to get anyway, so that's fine.
Okay.
There is, as you kind of head along the trail, there is a small path through the woods that seems more usually trekked. They haven't taken this. They've been certainly keeping off the roads, but there is a man lying on the side of this trail, quite badly injured. There's like makeshift bandages around his left leg. He is conscious but leaning against a tree.
How's he dressed?
He seems to be in monk robes, kind of orange-coloured monk robes.
Monk robes as opposed to the robes being worn by the others.
Yeah, these are more like Avatar, the Last Airbender style monk robes. Like these are.
But I mean, there was none of the group last night that were wearing similar.
No, he's no. This is. They were wearing like purple kind of long cloaky floaty robes. This guy is wearing quite martial arts gi.
And he's lying.
Yeah, he's kind of propped up
alongside the.
Yeah, he's kind of propped up slightly against a tree, but he's quite badly wounded, and he's trying to blend in as well as he can.
In orange.
Yeah,
well done
well.
there. You appear to be having a bit of a shit.
I'm sure you said day after that, but it cut you off after shit, and it just. So,
Yeah,
well,
you appear to be having a bit of a shit day, sir.
We heard you appear to be having a bit of a shit. It was like,
yeah, you're having a bit of a shit day, sir.
You could say that. He looks you up and down very carefully before he kind of relaxes a bit. You're not one of them, I take it.
Such a racist, just because I'm an elf. Oh, you mean a dragon cultist? No. Is that who has left you in this sorry state?
Yes. I was returning to town with my master, and they caught us by surprise. I think they thought I was dead when they left me here, but they took him and headed down.
When you say town, you're from
Greenest, yes. Well, not originally, but we were travelling to Greenest. Yes, we have lived there for some time, but obviously we weren't expecting.
Describe the head of the guard to me.
He's a ridiculous man. Well, I say man. He's a ridiculous dwarf. Kind of up himself. Very shiny armor. Speaks with an accent you wouldn't expect from a dwarf.
I hand him the one last healing potion that I've got.
He bows his head, kind of puts his hands together and bows his head towards you, and then downs the potion. He kind of gingerly touches his leg and then forces himself up to his feet using the tree. Oh, thank you. That's made a massive difference.
And the other group. So when you said they met you and your master, this when they were on the way out of town?
Yes, they were.
Or have you been here for quite some hours?
No, they were leaving. I think it was. We saw some kobolds in the distance, and then all of a sudden there was like an ocean of them. I couldn't count how many there were. We fought our way off, and you notice in the underbrush there is a few kobold bodies lying there, and a few humans as well. We fought as hard as we could, but I took a harsh blow to the back of the head, and when I went down, something crunched against my leg, and it kind of shows you the point where he was been limping. But
you think they've well, without being rude, your master's corpse clearly isn't here, but you think they've taken him alive?
I believe so. Yes, they were when they defeated us. They were carrying him away, and they left me here. It was the last thing I saw before I passed out, and then I found that, and he kind of motions down near his feet where there's a broken quarterstaff. He would.
His, I take it.
Yes, he wouldn't be seen without it. Leosin, my master, Leosin, he's been investigating them for months now. It was part of why we set up camp here in Greenest. When
you say them, I take it you don't mean a rabble of kobold.
No, I mean they use kobolds, but we don't know a lot about them. But I know that Leosin, before I started accompanying him, we'd made a trip. He made a trip to Candlekeep, to the library. He was looking in writings about dragon folklore, and then
I'm going to stop you there. I think we need to head back into town. I'm not the only one who needs to hear this.
okay.
And you're in such a state that I don't really want to have to make you repeat yourself if we can avoid that. And yeah,
Appreciate it.
making a note of where their trail diverges from the main trail. I'm going to escort this man back slowly back to the tunnel.
Okay. He kind
Rather
of
than walk up the main path. Because we've not really seen that, and I don't see that general direction. The tunnel seems the most sensible route to get back safely. So yeah, we'll do that.
makes sense. Yeah, you haven't got much of an issue doing it. You make your way back to town. You make your way back through the underground tunnel, and at that point, I'm going to cut back to everybody else.
Cool.
Okay, so currently the kobold has been telling you loads of things. Terrified that the snake is going
Yay.
to enter his body in a terrifying way.
Ugh.
We're all horrified.
Oh, he's terrified.
Final question. What do you know of the leader of the humans? The woman with the purple robes and short black hair. Dragon.
Oh, she had some kind of control over everyone. She could speak words to dragons in a language that even I don't understand.
Oh my god, she's dragonborn.
No fucking. She could give dragons orders, and they did it. The blue one wasn't the only one I've seen.
How many others have you seen?
I saw a green one. He wasn't very big, but they talked a lot about hatching more.
Oh shit. Okay.
They spoke about a
Well, I
hatchery.
need-
There is a hatchery somewhere nearby.
Do you know where that is? Could you lead us to that?
I don't. I only know where the camp is. He
Okay,
is
good enough.
staring at the snake, quite scared.
Just remember, if you try to betray us, I'm just going to cast minor illusion, make barbs appear on the snake.
Oh my god! Ribbed for your pleasure. Why would I lie? I have nothing left. Apart from avoiding that snake.
Good enough for now. I will come back to the group.
One of whom is the snake. At that moment, the door opens, and Tobias has made his way back. But he is not
Enters the
alone.
room. There's a giant snake.
There is a giant snake leaning over a kobold when you emerge from the tunnel, Tobias. No one seems particularly concerned about the giant snake, but it's there.
I mean, sure. Average day, right?
Pretty much.
Very much, yeah.
And the monk comes limping out of the tunnel with him.
Oh, yes. So, whilst you were clearly... I don't want to know what it is you were clearly doing.
I turned back into a human.
Just having a friendly chat.
Well, an elf.
I met... I'm sorry, sir, I never actually asked you your name. How rude of me.
Oh, that's considering you've basically just saved my life. It's quite alright. I am Nassim. Nassim Waladra is my name. Hello? He looks around at the keep, and a few people seem to recognise him, but not as many as seem to react to each other before.
He has a delightful story to tell about an about the people who left their mark on this town and then buggered off last night. It appears that he's lost an associate important to him, and apparently they could well still be alive. So, if you'd like to return to the story that I rudely interrupted of you, and I kind of nod to him.
He kind of looks around. Okay. He drops his master's broken staff, which he grabbed before you left. My master Leosin had been researching the dragons. He's been reading a lot of dragon folklore, myths and legends, apparently that were passed down from dragons. I know he was looking into cults, and I know that that's somehow relevant to this. I could see what looked to be cultists among the people that took us down, but my master knows a lot. He doesn't share with me necessarily, but he's been researching these individuals for some time. I was hoping, and he looks up at Tobias, I was hoping that since I've already been rescued, one of you, or all of you, as many of you, could perhaps try and recover him. I mean, I wouldn't go walking into the camp all guns blazing, but...
Well, that doesn't sound fun.
Anything you can do would be a godsend. He pulls something from within his robes. It's a choker with a silver dragon hanging from it.
I look towards our very silent dwarven friend.
What?
This was torn from his neck. It's something he only began wearing after beginning this research. If he's been taken because of his knowledge, I have no doubt that he'd be helpful to anyone, and he looks over at Caliban directly. Anyone who has an interest in dragons.
What's the amulet? Sorry.
It seems to be a leather choker, a braided leather neckband, but it has a silver dragon. Kind of, it's chased into the leather, and then there's
yeah, I did wonder if you'd heard, because you were very nonchalant.
And then there's a silver dragon hanging from the center of it as well.
Okay. Oh, we best go and get this man in here. Or well, wherever he is.
Oh, man is accurate. Yes.
Yes, it does sound like it might be quite useful.
I love that. I'll just read out anyone that can't read it. It says Corin plays some ambient viola to make the story more intense, and there's a sharp violin squeak as the necklace is held out.
Dramatic effect, am I right?
Damn straight.
So,
Well,
we go into this camp and then try and find out about this hatchery, because that should be...
oh yes. No, they're apparently hatching more dragons.
I heard.
Not just a pretty face. I was able to, from the looks of it, and this fellow was able to confirm, I found what appears to be the path to their encampment. It lies slightly off the main path, to the point where if we just followed the main path, I imagine we'd miss it. Are we ready?
Aye.
Sounds good. I point back to the kobold. And this guy says he'll lead us there too. He might be able to point us out where they keep their sentries and whatnot. It's worthy since we told him what would happen if he refuses.
Are you insane? You're just gonna go stumbling in there in the middle of the day?
Who was that?
That was the kobold.
Kobold.
Okay.
Alright, well, where would you go in there, smart ass?
It's in a small ravine that and there's a cave, but there's lots of tents outside, and there's so many of them. You'd be stupid to go walking in the straight in there.
Can I do an insight check to whether this little shit's lying right now?
You absolutely can.
wild. Do this thing.
Well,
Tobias rolled okay on his insight, I suppose. Tobias, he is so scared that he is trying to tell you as much as he possibly can. He is almost stumbling over himself to give you the truth.
I did well.
Okay. So there's a large number of them. Well, clearly, due to the number of forces that were here last night.
There's a lot of them, and in the town they were spread out. They were all over the place. But here, it's a
bottleneck. Yes, no. You take a large number of things from a large area and put them in a large number of things in a smaller area, and the ratio of things per space is. I get it. There is a large number of them in a condensed area. So what's in this cave?
Oh, I'm not aware. I wasn't allowed in there.
Oh, so the cave is off limits for all but a few.
Yes, I don't know anything about what's inside. I know that it's not for us lowly ones.
Looking around, could this be the hatchery they're talking about? Or is that definitely another site?
well, you said it was around here somewhere. It wasn't far away. So, theoretically, yes, it could be.
It makes sense that they wouldn't want...
They wouldn't want just anyone
Anyone.
walking in, yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth a look, anyway.
Yes, but first we need to get past all the kobolds. How are we going to manage that?
Same way we always do, I suppose. Sheer dumb luck.
Might I suggest, the monk says, that you take a more stealthy approach rather than an attacking one?
I mean, you can suggest, but...
We
I'm
do
not
have a
really-
dwarven armor.
Guess we could give it a go.
And you, I turned to the kobold. Could you tell us where the guards would be placed and where to avoid best as we go in?
I could try. I to be honest, we weren't. It changed a lot, and I didn't really pay much attention to that. It's the humans that were guarding. We only really got used when they went out to towns.
Did they often go out to towns? Was there any schedule for it?
What's schedule?
Yeah, I was about to say, yes, let's see if the Mungler raiding party kept to a tight regime of every third day.
You never
Very
know.
punctual.
They did dress rather snazzily. Sort of class.
Perhaps a more relevant question then is: have you been on You've been on a raid before?
Yes.
How much time is normally spent after a raid celebrating your raid?
Oh, usually a day or two. If we're really lucky, they'll bring out the alcohol and fireworks and... He looks kind of confused. If you're asking if they're going to be doing that now, I'd suggest yes, for a little bit of time at least.
That is what I was suggesting. That yeah, okay.
Now sounds like a good as time in any to go in then.
Well, no time sounds like a good time, but this seems the less shit. So, you say it's in a gully.
Yes.
I'm not asking for strict descriptions, but do you happen to remember what the sides of the gully were covered in, and if someone wanted to, could they walk around the top of it?
Yes, it's there's flat land above it, but it's a bit of a drop in. If you're talking about walking around the outside, I'd suggest being prepared for a bit of a steep climb.
No, I was thinking more. Do you remember if they kept a guard up on top of that?
Oh, there's different levels. He like struggles against the bonds a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me free. I draw you a thing.
Paint a picture with words.
Okay, you go in, heading that direction. He kind of noses towards the southeast. You're going in that direction. There's like different levels. Like you're on flat ground, and then there's a big.
There's raised areas up. Yeah, it goes up and down, and there's different elements.
Yes,
of it.
there's different
But
slopes, and then there's like, so you go in, and you have to climb up deep slope to the next level of camp, and then that's where the cave and the big tents are, and then on top of that is the flat ground you were talking about that goes around the outside. They don't put people up around the whole way, but above the cave they do. There's a small bit with tents there, but only at the back.
What do you think, people?
I haven't a clue. I lost him.
Yes, this picture with words was not very vivid.
Well, no, it sounds like when you get a certain level of certain agricultural terms, you will have the land kept at different levels at height-wise. So, if almost you imagine,
Would sneak in if they don't have very good vantage points.
it's more that from what he's saying is that the main area that we're going to be headed to, there will be guards in front of it and above. There is a possibility of getting above guards and having a recon, but from this distinct impression, we'll have to at least get through the first bit of it first.
I might have a theory of how we could help with that a little bit.
I wait with bated breath.
Well, if they're going to be partying and drinking and setting off explosives, who is quite happy to help us? If we could get our hands on a large keg of alcohol and possibly fill it with something that would put them to sleep or at least dull their senses.
You mean like alcohol?
Ow. I was thinking more... Alcohol could work, I guess.
Well, he owned you there.
Well, they already have a lot of that. They'll be drinking loads of it. This was a big raid. This was the big one. This was one that we were building up to.
I'm glad that we got to see the highlight reel.
Well, if you'd rather just go in while they're drunk and not bother poisoning them, that works fine.
It's more the fact that, from the sounds of it, depending on our approach, we might be able to circumvent a number of the guard and have a look down towards the cavern without getting too heavily involved in this. Whereas in order to get to a keg, to poison a keg, we're kind of going to have to get up close and personal.
Well, I was more thinking we sent in him with a keg, already poisoned.
Right. Yeah, that's great. So we sent him back to his large number of heavily armed friends, and hope that he doesn't at that point think, well, hang on, I'm back among my large number of heavily armed friends. How will I earn their good graces back other than telling them that there's a small party of individuals just over said ridge?
Well, I can be very persuasive, but if you don't think you can trust him, that's fine.
Honestly,
Happy to
I
follow in
don't.
your stead.
People are only fearful to a particular point, and you're only fearful of people up until a particular point unless there's something else to be scared of that scares you more.
The guard, the head of guards, the sergeant, speaks up. How well, Kobold, do they know their own people. I saw a lot of mercenary bands. Oh, the humans that get paid. Yes, there's lots of those. He looks to the rest of you. How good are you at disguises?
Personally, pretty good.
Corin the Magnificent doesn't
Oh,
disguise
Jesus
himself.
Christ.
Well, I thought if they're all off their asses and his pretense is dropping, he's not as posh as he seems he was making out. If they're all off their asses and there's a bunch of humans that come and go that are hired guns anyway.
And as far as kobolds are concerned, all the humans probably look the same.
And there should be a bunch of dead ones out there. We could take their purple robes.
No.
Not the
I
purple
did-
ones!
I was about to... Congratulations, the kobold got there before you. I imagine the ones in purple are probably a little bit more unique than Dave's band of wandering arseholes.
But... Oh, and I touch my own purple cape. Fine. What do you suggest we wear instead?
I turn to the master. The master of the guard. Do you know if amongst the dead we found any of the mercenary group?
We haven't even begun
Most of them.
clearing up everything, and there's tons of them out there. Most of them were killed by you.
Well, no, that was mostly priests or kobolds.
There were
I never actually had me face any merc.
well, not necessarily you singular. He kind of waves his hands. More everyone. I can't tell who exactly killed who, but most of the town aren't fighters. But we have a plentiful amount of humans in ragged armor out there.
Let's go take a look then, shall we?
Ragged.
Oh, consider it a role worthy of the stage. If one as decadent as you can pass themselves off as a vagrant, then surely, you know, it will be your masterpiece or something.
Very well.
There are a fair few. It doesn't take long to find them.
Yeah.
There are. It was when you first entered town. You managed to slay a group of 4 guards. Right over here, actually. There were a number of cultists. They're the ones in the purple robes, but there are a bunch of human guards that seemed to be kind of keeping them safe in theory. Like these ones. They tend to wear. They tend to just have been wearing kind of very thrown together clothing, leather armor, lots of bits of studded leather on their person, furs, things like that. But yeah, there's plenty to go around. There are more than these 4 that have died throughout the night.
What do you reckon, Corin? Can you sully your hands dressing like this?
As long as somebody washes them for me first, I suppose.
Time is of the essence.
Well, then
Wait.
they better hurry up with it.
Just as a question, the thing that he wants washed, is he holding it?
No. No.
I know where this is going.
Got the dead bodies.
They're on dead bodies at the moment.
Pardon?
No, they're on dead bodies at the moment.
All I heard was at the moment.
They are on
Yeah,
the
they're on
bodies
dead
of the
bodies
dead people at the moment. You are dressing as guards that are dead. Essentially.
Okay.
That was the plan that you guys have just been talking about and coming up with.
So he's not holding them in his hands.
They are literally
Okay.
on the bodies of these 4 guards just
No,
outside. the keep.
I get where she was going with this. Kind of
Yeah.
unfortunately, no, you cannot
Damn
do
it.
what I imagine you were going to do.
Yeah, no, I can't. Doesn't work that way.
No throwing water on me, thank you.
Well, I don't know why you are looking at me. I can happily sort out something easily enough. Caliban?
Yep.
I just keep wondering if you've nodded off, dear boy.
No, I'm listening. I'm just waiting to go.
I take it you are not disguising yourself as a mercenary.
I mean, if that's what the job requires, then we can do that.
I mean, this plan is all well and good, but I kind of gesture to my tail and things. It's like, I don't exactly blend in.
No, you don't.
Well, if they're mercenary groups, surely some of them may be tieflings.
Yeah, because we all know that tieflings will do anything for coin.
I didn't
Some.
want to say it, but
Some
you
tieflings.
I have heard that tale before, the god says.
That tail.
I throw a quizzical glance at the kobolds. Have you seen anyone like me in that camp? On the off chance.
No. There are different races there. I don't really pay attention to anything over about my height.
Over about what? Sorry, I didn't catch
Height.
that.
He doesn't
Oh,
pay
right.
attention to anything medium-sized.
Right, okay. Fair enough.
Anything bigger is just a threat. Regardless of its race or creed.
In all honesty, they don't really look to us kobolds much, so we don't really give them much care either.
Can you not just tuck it in or something? No, I don't know. Tie it around your waist? I don't know. It's...
Put a cloak on, for God's sake.
I mean, they're all good suggestions, to be honest. You could try all three.
At the same time.
Possibly not. I don't know how I don't know how tensile that is. I don't intend to find out either. Look, we're just saying not purple robe, so we're saying not a dragon cult, but the mercenaries will probably have included the odd spellcaster, so there's got to be something that you can... For God's sake, we're going... Sorry, Caliban, I didn't mean to blaspheme.
Yes, I'm so offended.
He's going to make you into jam. I mean, what?
We're heading into an era with a bunch of pissed up mercenaries.
Yeah, just grab a big cloak and wrap it around yourself. It probably won't.
Yeah,
show much.
that works. And if they get a little close, I'll singe them a little. That should get them to go away.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Mia, can you roll me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Who?
Mia.
Oh, what?
Mia.
What? Why? Oh,
Reasons?
no. Oh, my dex isn't very good.
That's not bad. You managed to avoid the first
Yeah.
one. What's your AC, Mia?
11. Why?
What is
Also,
Okay,
what
so-
did I miss?
In a split second, the kobold launches itself upwards. Its tail has been wiggling around behind it without much attention being
piece
paid
of
to it.
shit?
It snaps the rope and launches itself at Mia, managing to bite onto her leg for 4 points of piercing damage.
What a jerk.
Bastard.
Mia, you get the first reaction to this. As he
I'm
is,
gonna set the fucker on fire.
by all means, there is not much to him at the moment, and he's literally latched onto your leg.
Yeah, I'm gonna firebolt him in the head.
At point blank range.
Roll with advantage as he is literally at your feet.
Okay.
Okay, you may not need it.
I mean, do I really need to?
Probably not. Roll me some damage.
Decent.
Yeah. So the kobold has launched forward, latched onto your leg. You kind of swear, and then a bolt of fire shoots from your hand, and literally he erupts into a sea of flame. It takes literally 3 or 4 seconds before he is ash at your feet.
Hmm.
And that is why you don't bite people.
Because they set you on fire if you do. I mean,
It's-
as logic goes, but that can be said for a lot of things.
But yeah, he rolled a 23. He rolled a 23 to escape, so he did pretty good. And then he rolled a 19 to attack Mia. So he attacked twice. She managed to dodge the first one, but it was a 19 and a 20. So sorry, it wasn't a natural 20 though, if that helps.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah. He's Ash now. This is fine. I'm okay with this.
So yeah, who
Right
plans
after
to?
that, Corin claps his hands and says, "Guys, I found a small-sized one. Somebody come clean these."
What on earth are you on about?
He walks up
Small
to
size.
a mercenary that seems to have been a gnome when it was alive.
Alright then. You wanna put the body down?
Well, yes, I'm not going to touch the body. Somebody needs to clean this still.
That somebody would be you, mate.
Do any of my own laundry. Come on.
Then you're gonna be wearing dirty clothes.
But
All the best heroes do their own laundry.
You want to be an adventurer, don't you, Colin?
I'm an adventurer, but I don't know how to. You know what? Fine. Just find your own clothes. I'm going to deal with these. Getting him off towards the stream.
What? Sh-
Just
Do you
don't
not
ask.
just want to take the Fuck it.
He drags the entire body.
Fine, no. Go on, go dunk the entire body in the river.
I am dragging him by the cleanest parts, and the entire dead body is going in the river.
Roll me an athletics check, please.
I'm gonna watch this. That sounds hilarious.
I did not expect to be rolling to
check
see if you
say
could.
athletics.
Athletics, please. I did not expect to ask you to roll to drag a body to the river so you could wash it. I've got to be honest.
Oh, could have been avoided. Somebody would just wash that shit. 13.
That wasn't bad. That was better than I was expecting you to do. I'd given it a DC of 10. So that's not. Yeah, you do it okay. You struggle a little bit, but you managed to drag the gnome's body to the water. And yeah, dunk it. I guess.
I'm just dunking it in bit by bit and stripping it off when the blood's off.
That's fair. You managed to get off a fair bit of rather damp but perfectly clean leather armor and some furs that are now quite heavily matted as you've dunked them in the water, and some regular kind of woolen clothes, the tunics and trousers.
Good. Pack those up and go back to the group. Okay, I'm ready.
Just so I know for my records, who all is dressing up like a mercenary? How many of you are doing it?
Sure. I will dress up as a mercenary.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. I am.
Okay.
If I can find an old cloak somewhere, I can throw them robes.
Oh yeah, no,
That'd be good.
a
Would
few.
it involve taking off my armor?
Probably. It depends. You could put stuff on over your armor to try and hide it, but you'd still be clanking as you moved.
You could just pack you around with furs.
Sure. I mean, it's just a breastplate. Sure, I'll clank.
Oh, is a breastplate what you're wearing, armor-wise?
Yeah, it's just a breastplate. Yeah.
Oh, that's not too
He's
bad
not
then.
wearing any clothes at all.
Yeah, I'm just not wearing any clothes.
Yeah.
Completely
The-
naked, other than the breastplate.
The
He's
maul
hanging
is
free
not his
beneath
weapon.
it.
Yeah. Aye.
Every time he goes, yeah, I'll hit them with my maul, but that's not what he's talking about. Yeah, no, that's not a problem then. You could pack some stuff over top of that pretty well. There's
High up, yeah, cool.
because a few of them are human sized, so if you wear a human sized kind of tunic over your armor, it will squish it down a fair bit.
Just squish it. Cool.
So
Down with that.
you will still, your stealth won't be great, but you don't roll with disadvantage anymore. You just roll with a penalty of 2.
Cool. Okay, that's fine. So just roll a straight d20. That's fine.
Cool. In that case, yeah, you all manage to find things your size. Mia, there's a few of them.
No, I'm not. I'm not wearing this.
I think. Sorry, apart from Tobias, as I figured Tobias is going to be alter selfing on the way.
I'm gonna get with insight and cast disguise. I'm not wearing this disease-ridden bullshit.
Oh yeah, by the way, you know
I'm
we'll
wearing
have.
my own disease-ridden bullshit.
Let's roll to see how riddled with the clap you all are.
Oh wait, I'm immune to diseases. This is fine. Jokes on you guys.
Calicopan's like, ha, joke's on you, I can go to brothels all I want.
Oh, not long.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah, you all, apart from Tobias, you all managed to find clothes that will suit. Mia, a number of them have, like, Jon Snow style cloaks, you know, with the fur mantle at the top and then quite long flowing black wool. So
Do they have hoods?
they do indeed.
Yes.
Are we also
Excellent.
suggesting that, based and spoilers for anyone who's not watched the recent series, are we saying that because of his bloodline he might have a tail?
I mean, I also wonder what would happen if he's burned as well. Does that work? Like, how does?
It's not so much that I was talking about the inbreeding more than anything else. I've got to be honest.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of that. But yeah, so you all managed to dress up like mercenaries perfectly fine. Are there any other preparations you guys would like to make?
I mean, I will tell everybody that I can show them where their path is, as the guide that Corin had politely suggested that we used had obviously just turned on us and tried to eat Mia.
He bit me, so I burned him.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I was getting dressed.
Yeah, you were putting on your soggy corpse clothes. Enjoy.
I actually kind of do enjoy it. It feels kind of dirty.
Honestly,
Okay, I've just been slightly sick of my mouth. I'm gonna be honest.
There we go.
Is it possible to audibly roll your eyes?
I love it.
just as a question, what do you do with the body?
Oh, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna turn around to the guards and go, or any of the village folk that are nearby. This isn't your water source, is it?
The river, that's where we get most of our water from, yes.
Corin, go take the gnome corpse out of the drinking water.
Quite a while ago.
Pardon?
It floated away quite a while ago. I wouldn't know where it is now.
You lost a corpse?
I didn't lose a corpse. I let go of a corpse.
Yeah,
Same difference.
he didn't miss.
Oh my god. You got me. You broke me. I'm a bright shade of red. I was trying to hold back a laugh for a really long time.
He didn't deliberately get rid of his naked corpse in the water. It just got away from him.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'll use this point
I
to.
didn't need it anymore.
I'll use this point to call a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
I think before we
You'd
go on
make
our
your
adventure.
use of your
I
dead
can't.
naked gnome.
Your cam has too much red on it. I know. Right. So at this point, I'm going to blow out my candle that I've been very much enjoying. By the way, guys,
Whoa,
if you go
what?
to
Oh, okay.
if you go to
That's
Game
not
Tea,
euphemism.
if you go to Game Tea and try and
Corin
purchase
blew out
anything
his
from them.
candle.
Oh
yeah.
god, grim. Yeah, you broke the DM. It's time to take a break. But yeah, we're gonna go for a 5-minute break, grab some drinks, use the bathroom. Yeah, I've put out my candle now. But yeah, Game Tea, guys, go to Game Tea. Use the code Clockwork. You get a 10% discount because I am an affiliate now, which is kind of cool because it's genuinely a company I buy from. It's not the ones that keep trying to offer me affiliates, and I'm like, who are you and whoever? No one buys from you. This is genuinely one I like and is run by awesome people. So yeah, go check it out. Meanwhile, we're gonna have a quick break. I'm going to put some music on in the background. I'm going to mute the lovely people so that you guys can keep chatting if you want to. And we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Good.
Broken DM. Time to take a break. It is time. It is true. Hello, beautiful people. I am back. Hope that the music doesn't get boring to you. I absolutely love this track. It's called The Silver Dragon Inn, and I friggin' love it. It's my intro to every Dungeons and Dragons video that I do, and I really, really like it. I think it's so pretty. But yeah, I've got a number of things lined up, but I really love that tune. So I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna unmute this, and I'm gonna pop back into the chat with everybody.
And to be
Hello,
fair,
everybody.
So far, the only area that we're in at the moment, it's not really loot suitable. You saved our village, and we've gone through your houses whilst we're here.
I mean, what?
Are we discussing looting the town?
No,
No.
we're just,
That's
we're
what I thought. I just
discussing how
walked in.
unprofitable it's been so far, and I've explained why. Because we haven't looted the town.
Yeah.
Yes, yet.
Hi, Sean.
Hello, everybody. We are back.
Hi.
We are back and ready to rock, I think. So yeah, you guys have managed to strip a bunch of people naked, and
Set them down the river.
dropped a gnome in the river to float away.
Oh,
They all float down here.
Floating gnomes, best gnomes.
alright.
Floaty naked gnomes.
Which
Mate,
way is the river going?
Downhill?
Towards the sea.
To the open arms of the sea.
Come on, you. I grab the gnome, and we start walking in direction of the river flow.
Do you mean the halfling?
Wait,
No,
what
no,
gnome
no.
are you grabbing?
The non-dead one that's not here anymore.
Right,
a-
okay.
I'm a halfling, goddammit.
He's not a gnome, he's a halfling.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. You said short
Heads.
one. They all look the same. I'm grabbing Corin.
Wow,
That's racist.
you are little for your.
It is.
Everyone was complaining about the kobold saying everyone over his height was bad. Now she's doing the opposite. So yeah, Corin.
That's
Apparently, Lily has grabbed hold of you and is trying to drag you away.
I pull back. I refuse.
What roles do I have to do for this?
You'd have to make opposing athletics checks, please. So
Oh, it's
athletics.
fine. It's only going to get caught in the wheel of the water wheel.
Wow. That didn't
How
go-
did we do this? How did we
Wow.
do this?
Do you
I
know
won
what?
with a 5. What?
that
He's still low.
It's like watching children fight. Yes, you won that. Yeah, Corin, you're being dragged along, I'm afraid, against your will. Where exactly are you taking him, Lily?
We're going to find the body.
Okay,
Going on an adventure.
we're going to find the body. We're hoping to find a dead one. Okay, roll me a survival.
Sean, while they're doing this, I'm going to head out. I took note of where the water wheel at the mill was earlier and heading that way because that's probably where it's going to clog up. Or Lily just rolls a 20.
Did someone call a druid?
I will say that the water wheel is you know where the water wheel is, but you would also know, Tobias, that the river is heading in the opposite direction. So
Oh.
it's heading towards the east. So although the water wheel is to the west of town, it would be flowing away from that anyway. Although, yeah, that would have been a smart place to check, is the water wheel. However, I will say that you guys managed to find the body wedged against some reeds in a very familiar place. It has not gotten far. It's only here. I'll zoom out a bit on this map. It's gotten to the bend in the river, basically where you crossed over to help the place. It's caught up in some tree roots and reeds. It's
Yay.
already looking a little bit nibbled.
I will join them and I will literally just hook the damn thing out and shove it in the tree line.
Why?
Well, it can biodegrade here and it doesn't poison anybody's water source.
That's a lot better, I suppose.
Right.
Go on,
now
you. Apologise to the corpse. I dropped the gnome.
The halfling.
The
or
halfling. I'm gonna call him a gnome from now on. I dropped the halfling.
That's racist. Anyway.
I'm an elf. It's okay.
Corin, she has told you to apologise to the corpse.
I refuse to apologize to a damn monster we had to kill.
You did throw a dead body in a river.
And I
Wait,
would do it
well,
again.
He placed it gingerly within the river and then rubbed it all over and undressed it. That's completely different.
Exactly.
Mia, Caliban,
Aye.
are we done with this nonsense?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically lead them south to where I found our orange-robed coloured friend, and off towards the track that I'd identified as being the route that the kobolds took. The plan had been to lead along there until I can start seeing any signs of movement or any signs of life ahead of us.
Okay.
To which stage, based on the very vague descriptions that we were given earlier, trying to then ascertain which way we would need to go, whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise around the encampment, to try and find a way up above it.
That's fair. Okay, so essentially, as you start heading towards the southeast, you can follow their trail pretty easily. You can see their tracks coming towards the town and going away from the town.
Mm-hmm.
And it very much is apparent from the depth of the tread that they have been returning to the camp with a lot more than they had originally. So yeah, they have definitely come this way recently with the goods. So you're tracking them extraordinarily well. You can start noticing as you head towards this, there is a bit of smoke rising in the distance. It looks to be from a campfire, but is relatively on its own. It seems to be very separate from what you'd
Anything
expect. You wouldn't expect this from a large place.
I am going to hold the others back and explain what I'm seeing, and then I'm going to attempt to approach on my own with my bow drawn. Jesus Christ.
Stereotype.
But stealth my way up.
I do exactly. I just told the DM I was doing.
Lily has said a small poem in Druidic and has done a thing. If anyone was paying attention to what she was doing, a small thing of flowers springs up around where the body was left.
Oh, so that was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that was before we left the town. So yeah, you've been travelling for probably the best part of about 4 hours by this point. And Tobias, what was that roll for? Sorry, I missed it.
That's the stealth.
That's fair. Anyone else who would like to stealth, please roll me a stealth roll.
I did it. Oh, sorry, that was the bit you might have missed. I've suggested other people hang back.
Okay,
And I'm
I did miss that
approaching with my
also.
bow drawn.
Is anyone else? Is everyone hanging back, or are they wanting to follow Tobias against his wishes?
No. With
I'm
twice.
following against his wishes.
Of course she is.
There's always one.
I turn around and shoot Lily through the face.
Do it, bitch.
Goddamn
I
PvP.
beg.
PvP.
No, go on then. I am stealthing, so let's see how much you're in it for everybody else. Oh, okay. I'll let you off.
Tobias and Lily, you managed to stealth incredibly well. As you approach, it's not difficult to see when you realize where you are. Let me just move you onto a whole new map.
A whole new map.
I suddenly regret everything. Here we go.
You regret nothing.
I regret all the things, at least 3 things. Let me put you on this map. This is...
You're going to regret whatever it is that Q is typing, I imagine, by the end of all of this.
I love it. Corin is looking into the reflection on his sword, kind of making scary faces, trying to get used to, what it's like to be a bad guy, I guess.
Be a real boy, anyway.
So, I'm a real boy. But yeah, you managed to, as you're approaching from the south, I'll move you over to a brand new map. You'll find yourself in the northwest.
Kill them all.
It's again a rather
Did someone
big
say
map.
fireball?
Fireball.
At this moment, you can see that there is a small group of kobolds sitting around a campfire just outside of a tent. Let me move you here instead of being inside the tent. There are also a few more tents just to the southwest of them. No one seems to be outside those ones, but there are dim flickering lights within each of them.
It's a lot more half dragons. Goddamn.
Kill them all. Kill.
Caliban has a slight
I think
problem.
I like you slightly better when you were being suspiciously silent. You're not. I am going to step back. And then because I hadn't done it so far, I'm going to cast Disguise Self on myself.
Mm-hmm.
To basically be dressed like a mercenary captain, effectively. And looking towards the group. Did you say what is it actually kobolds at the tent?
Yeah, you can see kobolds over here.
Over where?
That is not pinging. Ignore me. You can see the kobolds over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that the tent you were talking about with the figures, the one that we were going up to that was isolated?
Yes, this is the one. This is the fire that with the smoke that was
right.
slightly isolated. It does seem as the closer you get to it, the more you can see the rest of the camp in the distance. But this very much seems to be the outer reaches of the camp, and definitely
in which
separated out
case,
a bit.
despite having bloody snuck up there, gonna point to Lily and confirm that I'm gonna head back to the others, and just go. It's the start of the encampment, and explain what I can see. That it's a bunch of kobolds, but then from there on in, it goes further into the valley. This bit up here where the map stops, Sean. Here.
Yep.
Can you see where I'm pinging?
Yep. To the north, yeah.
How far? Oh, what the hell was that? How far does the ridge go round at that stage?
Basically, from where you guys are now, you can see the slope that leads up to the ridge, both here and to the south.
Yeah.
There's another ridge. You can see the kind of slope that leads up to it there as well. So either way, you will be able to get up there just from it's a pretty steep slope up, but you can climb up there without much of an issue before it becomes a sheer wall.
So, if we basically wanted to walk that way, it is just technically a walk.
Yeah.
Obviously, although we can't see how, I obviously can't see the bottom end of this map. Based on just literally the bits that we saw when I was running up there, how high is does it gets pretty high pretty damn quickly, doesn't it?
It gets pretty high pretty damn quickly, yeah. Truth be told, the walls themselves are pretty steep. The tents themselves are about 10 feet tall, and above that you've got about another 20 feet of wall.
Oh, so it's only 30-foot.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot drop. It's a 30-foot drop, but it is quite jagged and not pleasant looking.
So, how do you want to play this, people? We could scout around the top, try and circumnavigate, and then either successfully or unsuccessfully scale down at the other end, or do we go in pretending like we've got a fucking clue what's going on? Or do we go in a Caliban special?
Well, I know which option that I would prefer.
I don't see any animals around.
The answer is the sneaky one. Just so yeah,
Ah,
we're on the same page.
Raise an eyebrow. Eyebrow.
Eyebrow.
Well, no, I actually get where he's coming from. I don't think he wants to tire himself out before he gets to the dragon.
Absolutely.
Right, well, I do have rope.
Then tie me up. Wait, what?
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 I'm so confused.
I can be your prisoner.
We all are.
There we go.
Or
For
I was-
killing matey boy.
sounds like somebody else is feeling dirty.
I simply meant that we could walk around the top of the encampment and then basically climb down at the other end, but
Oh right, okay, that also makes sense. Right.
You've definitely got at least two choices here. You're well disguised. You could take the option of trying to disguise your way through, or you could take the option around the camp. There's a lot of possibilities.
So
to do
the
it.
problem is, if we try and sneak around looking like we do, and then we get found out, it's super suspicious, right? We probably can't talk our way out of that.
Why did some of your recruits decide that they were going to have a jaunt up on the hillside overlooking the encampment? Yeah.
Exactly. Why don't we just traipse in like we own the place?
By all means.
Confidence is key, right? Who's the little one? He's the
What
actor,
is it
right?
you're doing?
Sure.
Are you literally doing angry face, lemon face, angry face, lemon face over there?
He is literally doing vocal and facial muscle warm-ups.
Scales 2 sequel.
Ye,
no.
you don't understand the acting
Corin,
process that
you're
bards
a-
have to go through.
The lips,
You're
the
a
teeth, the tip of the tongue.
Yeah.
Remember the money. Remember the money. I must let the.
You're a tiger. Grr. Angry face, lemon face. Right, okay. Lead on then, our brave leader.
Oh, God.
Of course, after you, Mia.
Wait, what?
The leader, correct?
No, we need someone glib and someone cocksure of themselves.
Ah,
Yes,
say
it
no
is.
more.
Oh.
Follow behind me, peasants. And I will start marching forward.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to break your immersion a little bit, guys. Lacey is hosting for up to 89 viewers. That's amazing. Thank you very much for the host / raid. I guess it's a host. Thank you very much. It's really appreciated. Hello, everyone coming in. And Blue Eyes, thank you for the host. That was a surprise. We are get your love hearts going up. Get your clockwork hearts going. We defend ourselves with love here when we get raided. But yeah, welcome on in.
If they just had to sit through 5 minutes of us taking the piss out. But there you go.
Thank you very much for coming on in, everyone. You are strolling on in to a Dungeons and Dragons stream. So currently, our party have just managed to escape a town that was being attacked by dragons. They almost died horrifically, and they have walked into a camp full of enemies, creatures, horrible things. Thank you very much for coming on in here. Thank you very much.
You'll find it wasn't horrifically. We almost died heroically.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah.
similar.
They
but-
almost died on. They almost died electrocuted to death by a giant blue dragon. But thank you all for coming on in, and thank you very much for anyone who chooses to stick around and follow. That's appreciated. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you for all the follows, and thank you, Lace, for bringing everyone in. That was so
Surprise,
lovely.
motherfucker.
So for a little bit, you're going to get surprise motherfuckers popping up, because that's what happens when people follow. Because I never expect this many followers at once. I was going to say, can we get a shout out for Lace, but I see that Raddy's already done it because Raddy's awesome. Yeah, so thank you all. Thank you all for popping on in. Yeah, it's a double raid today. Thank you so much. I
Wait,
wasn't expecting that.
In
High
which
five,
then what's-
motherfucker.
Foreign eyes, motherfucker. I love those ones. Some fries,
Pie,
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
I love them. But yeah, welcome on in. It's a bit of a weird one to come into because it's one of the few streams where I don't talk to chat very much because I'm narrating and doing things for the wonderful players. But please come on in, stick around, put your boots up. We're going to finish off some D&D tonight, and on Thursday we're going to be playing some Secret of Mana, and then Friday we're going to be doing a lovely Minecraft stream where we go and fight the Ender Dragon for the first time ever. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be streaming
Surprise,
in my LARP
motherfucker.
costume, and I'm going to be streaming with full-on face paint, horns, the whole lot. I'm going to be streaming Skyrim for 6 hours straight, trying to raise money for charity. We have got charity. We are
Motherfucker.
raising money for disabled children at the moment. So yeah, if anyone can help out with that, that'd be
motherfucker.
wonderful. Am I streaming the new or old Secret Mana? The new one. I never played the original. I am like the worst retro gamer. But
Surprise, motherfucker.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with those kinds of games, and I never really got into Secret of Mana because we didn't get it in Europe originally on the SNES. We had to wait, so I never got to play it. I never played when they kind of threw it on the DS, and then now they've brought out a remake. So I was going to play it as a retro game recently, and then I saw that they were bringing a remake out, and I was like, buy that, play it with updated graphics. And It's good so far. It feels like an old SNES game. I die a lot, which is pretty normal for the old school games. I think people forget how difficult games were back then.
Surprise, motherfucker.
See, this is the thing. I never owned it, but I was back in the day when you could rent SNES cartridges.
Oh my god.
From
What a time to be alive.
from your local Blockbuster.
Pop to Blockbuster Video and rent a video game. Oh my god. I remember borrowing oh god, what was it called? It was the Spider-Man game with Venom in it. Maximum Carnage, I think it was called on the SNES. God, I loved that. I rented that like 3 or 4 times in a row. But yeah, so
Secret Mana was one of those ones that I would play, and when you rent a game, you've only got it for a weekend, and you realise you're not going to complete it in a weekend. It feels a little bit
oh yeah, that's a bit
and
rough.
they're very they pick on the dwarf a lot. I seem to remember.
I've only just gotten past like the second boss, but yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good run so far. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people complaining on Steam that it doesn't auto save and the bosses are too hard, and I'm like, get good. If you can tell me if you can tell me I'm shit at Dark Souls, get on my level and play an old SNES game. Play Battletoads and tell me about how hard games can be.
So bike level.
But yeah, oh god, sewer bike level was ridiculous. But yes, please welcome on in. I'm going to continue on now. I'm going to dive back into this as my party are currently sneaking into a massive, I'm going to scroll out a bit, a massive camp of raiders, most of which are hidden currently because you can't see just how many people are here. But you can see the amount of tents, so hopefully that gives you a... I mean, as if you didn't expect me to spring shit.
Literally just going to be those 7.
You've got... And these 4 kobolds, don't forget them, they're important.
Yeah, because we're just going to have someone who will help talk our way through it.
But yes, Corin, our halfling bard, who is obsessed with himself, is currently... They're all dressed like mercenaries, and they're hoping they can talk their way through this. There's a gentle roaring of fire. There's a nice little bit of merriment going on as everyone drinks their wonderful raid on the town recently. And yeah, they're going to sneak on in here. Let's see which... Should I change the music? No, this will do.
Step aside, motherfucker. Step aside, motherfucker.
Is that
In the
good?
fire, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
But yeah, thank you.
I'm done. I'm good.
I'm not on Twitch,
Are you
but
sure?
I'm going to be. I'm just wondering if there is prompts for this, or if it's just Blaine going.
Oh no, there have been a few. There have been a few. Every time everyone follows, it pops up. But yeah, no. Anyone who needs to pee and stretch, do that, because I know a few people have said that in the thing. We do that. We just had our 5-minute break, so you've come back just as we're kind of getting back into it. But hydration is important. Thank you everyone for the follows. I hope you stick around. Much love to all of you. We'll dive back in. So Corin leads the party as they're all kind of walking into a camp full of kobolds and humans. Unless Corin doesn't want to speak today. He's totally still muted, isn't he?
Charge?
What?
No, I'm joking.
Hello, Corin.
Yeah, I'm just walking in like a badass, swinging my arms, flailing
Okay.
about a little bit, pretending to be a big bad man.
In the eye, motherfucker.
I love
Pretty
it.
fly, motherfucker.
Fly, motherfucker.
No, I now have the image of the video for Pretty Fly for a White Guy, and that is exactly how Corin is presenting himself right now.
Corin is strutting. Corin is, although he may only be 4'7", he is strutting quite well into this camp in his mercenary gear. The kobolds look up at you for a bit, but they kind of look up. You can see them kind of trying to figure out who you are for a minute. Can you roll me a charisma saving throw, please?
Ooh.
To be fair, for a bard, this should be okay. If he fails the charisma saving throw, I'm just like, fail bard. My favourite.
Don't make me use this bow. I mean, literally, don't make bow.
Please don't make me. He's like holding it backwards and like, yeah, I know how to use a bow. It's fine. That wasn't a great roll, but it's enough to pass past the kobolds. The kobolds kind of look at you, try and figure out who you all are as you come strolling in. I'm assuming Lily has joined the party again, so I'm going to move her over here.
Yeah.
They kind of look up, look deep, look at you a little bit, and then go back to eating, drinking. Take care, everybody who popped in and is
better
heading off
not
now.
keep your eyes on Corin the Maleficent. walking.
Nice.
White and nerdy.
That sound was the sound of me audibly facepalming.
It would have been scarier if it said like the murderess or the torturer or oh god, there's more people. Shh, shh. Everything's fine.
Cough
As
a hole
you-
in your figure.
As you walk,
Everything's fine.
as you walk past, kind of chatting loudly to each other, a few more people emerge from the tents, look you up and down. Can everyone make me a charisma saving throw, please?
Charisma saving throw.
Even throw.
Whoa now.
Or do you mean a performance check or something?
No, a charisma saving throw.
Oh
Oh
man.
shit. Oh, actually, I'm worried. Mine's like amazing.
Oh man. My
Yeah.
Roll
I
it.
don't even know what mine
Gosh.
is.
Damn, we're doing good.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
no.
good.
Yeah, God. Charming as fuck.
Should have turned into a spider.
Oh man, I should have just been a spider.
You could have turned into anything, like anything small, and sat on
Been a
them.
house.
You could have been a cat. You could have been a bird. You could have been all kinds of things. Okay, interesting. Yep, that's fine. They all, as you walk past them, everyone kind of looks at you. There's a few of them that start to approach. The humans, especially, they seem more concerned with you than the kobolds do. The kobolds don't seem to care much at all. But the humans are moving up and looking at you quite steadily.
Orin, this would be the time where you ask when new recruits go.
Why the bloody hell would I ask where new recruits go? Just keep your mouth shut, you fool.
Roll me a performance check, please.
And I keep walking.
Roll me a performance.
Okay.
Corin is putting on a performance. Like Lace, if you were playing D&D, I'd totally imagine you as a bard. Like I can't see you as anything other. Corin, you pull off a beautiful performance. You almost raise a hand to Tobias, like you're going to smack him, and then turn around and walk
You'll
off.
fucking lose it. He will lose it if he does.
That I don't doubt.
Yeah. Caliban, what have you got on you? You've got a count going there. Oh, ignore me. Okay. As they kind of start walking towards you, one of them puts his hand on the hilt of his sword. Corin kind of puts across his performance, and then he lets go of his sword. He kind of chuckles a little bit, and they kind of walk off. They don't seem to mind too much that you're walking straight into their camp.
Who have we left behind, you guys?
Nobody. I just really struggle to walk in this thing.
Why do I have a thing on me?
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Shield.
Yeah, it's a shield. Yeah,
Oh, no.
Sorry, did I land on you?
So click on yourself, click on your cog
Yeah, I
item,
didn't put that there.
not your
Yeah.
cog or...
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, it's fine.
I can hear Doggo. Sorry, I like this.
Woof.
Oh yeah, it's best to change this.
Corin is barking at people.
Oh dear lord.
But yeah, you walk in, not much of an issue. People seem okay with you. There's a lot more now. As the
When
deeper
we're-
you get in, the more people you start seeing. There
Oh shit.
are small gatherings and groups of people, more and more as you walk into the camp.
Just keep Reservoir Dog in it.
I'm just
I
gonna.
keep doing it, but looking around at this point because I don't remember what we're aiming for and what we're trying to get.
No, which is why the fact that you might have wanted to know when new recruits go, sir.
I love this.
How?
We'll look for the one in charge, and we punch him straight in the face.
You can see as you walk in, the red dotted line I've put on the map is
Yeah.
where it starts sloping up quite dramatically. You'll notice that the
Right.
people down here are definitely like the lower echelons. As you can see, the people up more above where you are, they are in much nicer armor. There are guard drakes. There are people in massive horned dragon-shaped helmets up here. And you can, as you're approaching the start of the slope, see the monk tied to a stake down in the bottom right. I'm going to zoom out again on this map, just to give you guys a bit of scope as to how big this map really is. These are our players up here. And yeah, the red line is where it slopes up
Dude,
dramatically.
Ruler as well. Okay, must resist urge to rage.
Please do.
You will also spot that as you get up towards
So
the...
hang on, did you say here?
yeah, that's the
Is this
monk.
the monk?
That's the monk.
Okay.
In fact, I will give him a little green dot to show he's friendly. There you go. He's not the one you kill. You will also spot that the woman who was commanding everyone earlier is kind of milling about outside the rather large tent.
Oh dear.
But that tent that I've just pinged. Oh right, okay, for the icon.
She's kind of milling around here. There are a lot of people around her though, including. I'm gonna. Oh God, this is so annoying to reveal. Wait, you buggers. You buggers. There are
How many
two.
other things are there that you're clicking around?
Many, so many. God damn it! I'm trying to not reveal some things. I mean, I shouldn't have said that, but there are two half dragons. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit closer.
Resist. Urge. Rage.
Oh no, Lacey mentioned tacos. No, I can't get. I don't. No, I need Mexican
Oh,
food.
now I really want
Taco time!
It is Taco Tuesday, to be fair. God damn it! Now I really want tacos. Oh, we may have to.
So hang on, is one a blue and one a black
Quick trip to
dragon?
Tesco, get
There
some
are.
tacos.
There is indeed. There is a half dragon that is blue scaled, very similarly dressed to the one that you hung up in town. The armor looks.
I regret nothing.
No, look.
He is wearing
Look,
armor that
if
is
you're gonna
slightly.
Cast aspersion is correctly. Crucified.
I mean, well, it's not even that. It was full impalement, wasn't it? Wasn't it Vlad the Impaler kind of pike up the arse, hang him up? It was horrific.
Yeah.
If I didn't do it, someone else would have. I mean,
No,
We wouldn't.
well,
Yeah, you guys.
hanging around with the wrong
You
crowd.
guys. I'm hanging around with the wrong people. You guys at home may have missed the fact that to anger the blue dragon originally, they fought an honor duel with a half dragon. They won. I say they. Caliban won, and when he said, "Okay, no more," yielded. They released all the prisoners that they had, and then Caliban went, "Ha, nope," and beat the shit out of him, beat him to death.
In my defence, Discord was being rubbish that night, so I probably didn't hear the fact that he you know.
Excuses.
Lame technology, but yeah.
I mean, even if I did hear it, to be fair, you know,
he
I thought it was to the death. I was raged. He had it coming.
it was pretty.
Coming.
He had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
These people with their imposter controls.
God damn it. He ran into my pike. He ran into it ass first. Yeah. So there is a blue scaled half dragon that is wearing armor that is slightly too big for him. The armor is blood-stained slightly, and it looks very familiar.
Shit.
Well,
We got a new champion.
There is a female half black dragon. Half dragon with black scales. I don't know how to say that without it sounding weird. A black half dragon who is standing nearby, talking quite dramatically to the woman in the purple robes.
I think we're talking about a fantasy race of creatures based on giant flying lizards.
Sounds about right.
We're pretty happy that you're not.
When you say half dragon,
Yeah,
they are distinctly different to Dragonborn, correct?
they are definitely distinctly different from
Right, okay,
Dragonborn.
that's fine.
Dragonborn, as Caliban will be quite aware since he's in service to Bahamut, Dragonborn are often creatures that have pledged themselves, and then they go through a metamorphosis where they kind of go into a cocoon state, and then they eventually emerge as a Dragonborn through their pledging to Bahamut or to Tiamat, depending on which side they're on. These are literally half human, half dragons.
Right, okay.
Which don't think about it too hard. That's kind of grim.
Yeah. Like hatchery style is what we're talking, right? Probably. You know, abomination style.
Quite possibly.
I mean, all I'm saying is they have to die. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at, guys.
There is also a cave at the back of the ravine. It does very much look like the people chatting up there aren't paying much attention to their prisoner, who is sadly chained up.
Who can we sort of make out? Because I know we saw before it looked like the human. Is it a human lady in the purple robe?
She does seem to be human, yeah, human or elf. From this distance, it's
Yeah.
hard to tell. You've never really gotten close enough to judge
Right,
fully.
okay. Looked like she was in charge. Does it still look like she's in charge with these two half dragons milling about?
Oh, I'd say so. The one that
Okay.
she is talking to the black scaled one quite intently, and the other one seems to be standing almost proudly, wearing its new armor. She is surrounded by. The rulers start happening. She is surrounded by.
We are about 500 feet away. I'm quite surprised
Yeah.
we're getting this much detail.
But-
I forgot
She's
how
a
big
rel-
the thing is. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
how big the thing is. But yeah, it's it looks like she's really heavily guarded and very much giving orders, as she was
Sure,
in the
okay.
town.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
I can't read her lips at 400. Then
What
no.
sort of elven eyes do you have?
I mean,
man?
like, roll me a perception. Like, I'm kidding. Don't roll me a perception. You don't know. You don't.
You're
see
aware that she has a
Listen.
face.
that.
Congratulations.
You're aware she's a person.
Right. So are we gonna try and smuggle the prisoner out, or how is this gonna go down?
Oh, taking bets now, guys.
Well, we need to ask our leader. Corin, the fuck was it you called yourself a minute ago that made me throw up in my mouth?
It's Corin the Maleficent, you fool.
Maleficent.
Hey,
So
come on,
lovely.
pal. Listen to your fearless leader.
I tremble in fear, and
Oh, I can
only
see that.
apologise.
Just wait till Caliban the Cruel with a K starts getting involved. Then you know things are starting to get worrisome. Friend.
No, it's when I start spelling Tobias with a Z, and then.
Oh.
Toad.
Tobias the Zealot. Oh, we got one. There we go. Oh, I'm so good at this game. Right. Anyway, what are we doing?
I got nothing.
Well, whichever one of you is sneaky might want to head up there.
Lily the Liver Dancer. Oh yes.
So what?
There we
Dark.
go. The Liver
Getting
Dancer.
dark.
He is writing a large number of D20s.
Yes,
Either out of boredom or because something horrible.
It's absolutely not out of boredom. You guys are stood in the middle of camp
I
talking
mean, it's
quite loudly.
almost like we're standing in the middle of
In
nowhere.
having an argument about what name to call ourselves. This is the time to have this discussion.
They were pretty low rolls
Yeah.
though. To be fair, you'll be happy to see. I mean, like, I was openly rolling them at least. I wasn't privately rolling them.
Guys
Yeah.
are idiots.
Sorry, when you said these guys, you mean us? Or
There we go. I was going to say,
I
are we
said
going
you guys. No.
here you guys.
Hey,
When
you
we,
guys.
when we get about here, are there any people around these tents?
These tents
Please
seem
say
to
no.
not have anyone in them. No,
Excellent.
a lot of them seem to be down here drinking and kind of, having a lot of fun. They seem to be gambling, playing games,
And you said
things like that.
the dotted line is where the gradient really starts to pick up.
Yes, it does. When you pass the dotted line, you'll need to roll me an athletics check.
No, we won't. Are we saying it's rough terrain?
I'm saying it's almost vertical. It's not rough terrain. It's literally difficult to climb. It would be a climbing check if it was much steeper than it is now.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we're not slowed by rough terrain, and yeah, okay. As you say, it's a climb as opposed to...
Yeah, it's a climb as opposed to just struggling to get around the terrain.
Right, apparently we're being so ballsy we're getting as far as these tents to see if anything happens.
Yep.
Yeah, when we get up here, I nudge Caliban. Stealthy time now. And I'm going to roll stealth. I imagine we're out of sight of those ones.
You're out of sight. At the way things are set up, you're relatively out of sight of most people at this point.
And
I
no
am the
one...
stealthiest of dwarfs.
The best thing about stealth is you don't know how well you're stealthing.
Yeah.
So stealthy.
So, no, seriously, what is the game plan here?
I'm gonna go and check for traps.
Why on earth would they
No,
trap
no, Lily, let me just stop you there. Someone's been a prick. No, I mean, you clearly have a vested interest in the large collection of armoured and scaled people over there. Do you
I
want me
do?
to... No, I'm talking to Caliban, sorry. Caliban,
Oh.
do you want me to go and try and free the monk while you lot make a noise?
So boring. Okay, well.
No,
we'll
when I
leave
said
you.
make a noise, I meant you make a noise in a way that you're inclined to do with a bunch of dragons.
Oh.
What with those guys over there? I don't. Well, I mean, I
You need to
guess.
say they had to die.
Sure.
Can
but there's-
Caliban, roll me an intelligence check, please, and then a wisdom check.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
shit.
I mean,
It's
You
about
know
to
that-
go
So,
down.
intelligence check, you know that this is suicidal. Wisdom check, you don't care.
That's my intelligence.
Okay.
That's my wisdom.
Oh!
oh,
Fucking
no.
idiot.
I did just call that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, intelligence tells you you are hopelessly outmatched here, even with your incredible fighting skills. This is far above your pay grade. The woman controlling dragons is standing there, and there are several people around her that look to be roughly her kind of level.
But
It
I don't
depends.
care, right?
The wisdom
Take
roll,
the bone the DM's thrown us.
the wisdom throw
Oh,
means that you've got a
Sorry?
choice. The wisdom throw means that you know you have to make a choice here. The choice is going to be either you rescue that monk, get him back to town with the possible knowledge that he has, or you fight these people. If you fight these people, he's almost certain to die.
let's go with save the monk, save the world. Oh, that would be so much more fun. No, let's
Okay, so yeah.
Save
No.
it for another day.
save the person. There's
Can
no
we-
point in needless killing and violence.
What
Because-
exactly are you trying to achieve by sending him on a suicide mission?
Trying to get the attention of that big dragon
Why do you need the attention of that big dragon?
because I need his other horn.
She stops and just blinks
Not even
a
a
couple of
euphemism.
times.
No.
Alright, but... Tobias, why do you need him to go running off over there?
No, I don't. It was just the fact that I felt that if we all walk over to the prisoner, they're going to go, why is everyone walking over to the prisoner? I felt if one of us could go secretly to the prisoner and free him,
Well,
there needs to be something to make sure that they're not looking in the direction of the prisoner when he vanishes.
well, why not just start a punch-up? Somewhere else. That's not with them.
I could set a tent on fire.
That'd work. As long as you weren't near it.
Eh,
And it wasn't
have a-
obvious that you did it.
I was going to suggest that I will go around the perimeter of this. Hope there's no one in any of those tents to the south of us, and see if I can approach the prisoner from the south side, because that is the shortest distance between him and the nearest cover.
Mm-hmm.
If at that point I realise that you lot have either set fire to something or anything else equally hilarious, free him and try to get him back to cover, and then ideally for safety. Objections?
No, go on, get going.
Go for it.
You just
Before I
one...
start a fight.
You're gonna have to tell me straight out again. What am I doing?
You explain to her. And I'm going to start walking around the outside.
We're gonna go get drunk. I start walking back down.
Well, that sounds heroic.
This is a great plan.
Wasn't aware that that was what they were going to do, the fuckers, but they were.
Well, I definitely drew the short straw on this fucking mission. Okay.
So basically, the path I intend to follow is
Mhm.
hugging the wall of the gully to see if there's anybody in. Get an idea if there's anybody intense, and then be
That's fair.
waiting to hear.
Okay.
So, what do you want from me, roll-wise, if anything?
Stealth. Stealth's what you're going to need from this one.
I missed that entirely.
You need
Stealth.
roll me a stealth, please. A new one. That's pretty good. And can you also roll me a perception, just to keep your eyes open?
Oh god.
Okay. you manage to see, as you sneak around, you manage to sneak around the entirety of the outside of the tents perfectly fine. You can get all the way over to here. I'm going to zoom out on this map so you guys can see what's going on. Ah, I zoomed out too far. So Tobias is currently doing this. Tobias, you managed to see that there are 2 dragon claws. These are men in heavily armoured suits with leather dragon masks like you've seen before. They seem to be like guard versions of the cultists, which is pretty scary.
Where are they?
They are here.
Oh, okay.
So you've managed to pass them so far. And you can see the prisoner is relatively close to you. You could get there and untie him and get back to here relatively quickly. The people to the north seem to not have noticed you. Rest of the party, what are you up to? He asks terrifiedly.
I'm boldly walking towards this crowd.
Oh, Christ, of course he is. Okay, what are you doing? You walk over. They seem to be gambling and drinking heavily.
Sorry, John, to interrupt very, very quickly before we go over to that group properly.
Yeah?
How high is the wall of the cavern to the south of us?
30 feet.
So here,
Yeah, that's 30 feet up.
30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it look climbable?
It looks like it would be difficult, but you could manage it. It would just be tough to do so.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, Corin, you stride up to these people, drinking heavily, laughing. The kobolds and the guards seem to be... In fact, I'm going to move these around, because the kobolds and the guards, I'd say, are not really staying together very much. It seems to be a small group of kobolds, and the humans seem to be separated from them. There's some cultists in their purple robes. None of them seem to be wearing their masks. But there are also a bunch of other mercenaries, dressed very similarly to you.
Cool. I'm going to be laughing my arse off and proclaiming loudly. I can't believe what those daft pricks up north are saying about these lot down south. Jesus. And I'm hoping to catch attention.
Are you talking to the kobolds or the humans?
I'm talking in this direction to my party, but I'm making it loud enough so that the mercenaries and the other cultists down here hear it.
The kobolds don't seem to, like, even look your way, really. They don't seem to care about you at all. But the humans over here, one of them stands up, walks out of the tent line a little bit. Oh yeah? What are they saying? And
You're pussies that you didn't get a single goddamn kill on the battlefield, and you shouldn't even be celebrating right now.
Who said that? A few more have stood up.
That one up there.
What? Those pricks are given better armor than us, giving those ones get to talk to the fucking dragonkin. What are we doing down here?
See that elven wine they're drinking too. It's the finest shit. We managed to sneak some out a bit earlier.
Roll me a deception with advantage.
Sorry, is that deception?
Yeah, roll me a deception with advantage. Sorry, am I breaking up a lot?
8, and I'm going to refresh. It's probably me.
I think it is you.
That makes a nice change because it's almost always me, so I'm really glad. I think Discord doesn't like it that my mic is going to Discord and to OBS, so I think that might be and to deal with it. So sometimes I cut out, but I'm glad. Are you back, Corin?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I got a 28.
The 28 is really, really good. You put on a really good performance. The guards get riled up. Even the cultists seem to not be that concerned. They pull back a little bit because the people to the north are high-level cultists with a dragon armor wearing veteran guard. The humans, however, are getting pissed off. They start heading over.
Well, lads, I think we've had enough done here. I think. Right. I look back at Caliban. Let's go. I start walking that way.
I probably wouldn't be walking that way. Why are you going that way?
Why are you going? What are you doing? Wait,
Trying to get the fuck away from the cultists.
Why are we not drinking?
Corin is heading back into the bit that would mean they were trapped if they were found out. Why would you not head out or towards the
That
exit?
seems to be a hint. I'm not quite sure what's telling us it's a hint, though.
Okay.
Something on the breeze.
Corin's not.
Caliban actually pointed it out, so yeah. As
Yeah,
he says
Caliban
that,
said it.
you're
So
right.
I'm like,
Let's fucking celebrate.
you will
Grab a
notice.
drink, lads.
You will notice
Go this way, I guess.
as you're heading that way. There's another group of people drinking over here,
Wait,
and
who are
they
these
have
guys?
a
Sean,
group.
EG.
It is
Sean,
me,
you
right.
are also breaking up.
Right,
as
let me
well.
refresh. Oh my god, I tried so hard.
Maybe it's me. I don't know.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. As you start heading in that direction, you see there are hidden behind the tents a little bit. You couldn't see them very well from the direction you came in because they're more tucked around here, but they got kind of stuck there. There are a group of 8 people also chained to stakes. They don't seem as important to this lot as the monk. However, a few of them are dressed very similarly to people from Greenest. Some of them have clearly been here a little bit longer. They're dirtier, their clothes are a lot more ragged, and they look a lot thinner. But there are 8 people chained up here.
So, and I whispered to Corin, new plan,
Yes.
and I start running in that direction.
Wait. I'm following, I guess.
The bloody hell is he? Oh.
Okay, so currently, the guards have started a punch-up with some of the acolytes to the north. There is a massive fight going on. While this is happening, it's caught the attention of a few of the guards up here who have started moving in that direction, along with one guard drake, which is basically a dog dragon, which is fucking lovely. The leaders, I'll say that you can see them from here, Tobias. The black half dragon and the woman that she's talking to, they seem to look over in that direction and then carry on with their chatter. They don't seem to care a great deal. Who gives a shit? These people are way beneath them.
But they're not looking towards the captive either. They're very much.
Very much, no, they're very distracted.
Okay. So, are we going back to me for a little bit?
Yeah, we are.
If so, I'm going to stealth up if I can to him. Actually, from where I am, does he look conscious?
He is conscious. He is high. His hands are bound and tied above his head to quite a tall stake, but he is conscious. He's looking a bit beaten up, but he's conscious and happy.
How high up are his hands bound?
Oh, his feet are on the ground. It's literally just above his head.
Oh, so okay, I can reach up and basically cut it with a knife. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Right. In which case, I wish to stealth over. Ideally, I'm going to talk. I'll talk through what I intend to do, and then you tell me what you need me to roll.
Okay.
Go over. Attempt to cut the ropes. Signal him to be quiet. Attempt to cut the ropes, and then bring him back behind these tents in this tree line here. And then I have a cunning plan.
Okay. You rolled a pretty good stealth a minute ago. I'm not going to make you re-roll that.
Okay.
I would like you to roll me a straight dex, please. And while you're doing that, thank you to the Raiders. Thank you, Special Stream Cannon, for bringing in your party. Hello, everybody. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons. We are pretty close to finishing, actually, today. We're going to be finishing very shortly. But we play Dungeons & Dragons on Mondays and Tuesdays. Monday's Curse of Strahd, which is a horror campaign, and Tuesdays is a more fantasy campaign called The Tyranny of Dragons, which is actually 2 campaigns in one. It is the Horde of the Dragon Queen, and I'm not going to tell you the name of the second one, although most people probably know it, but it's a little bit spoilery. But yeah, welcome on in.
It's odd that they make it the name of it a spoiler.
Oh yeah, but it's really easy to look up the second part of Tyranny of Dragons and see what it's called, but that's why I've just gone with a straight Tyranny of Dragons, in case anyone hasn't looked it up already. It will make Caliban happy, though. But yeah, so welcome on into
Part
Dungeons
two, Caliban makes a friend.
I thought I was Caliban.
No. But yeah, welcome on in. I hope you enjoy the little bit of Dungeons & Dragons we've got left. And then Thursday I'm going to be playing Secret of Mana, the remake. And Friday I'm going to be playing Minecraft. And then Saturday, a full day of Skyrim while wearing medieval costume. So hopefully that'll be great. That's to raise money for charity, which it should be a thing. But yeah, it should be a thing I post in here so you can see which charity I'm fundraising for if anyone wants to donate early. So yes, Tobias, that is absolutely wonderful. You managed to make your way up to Leosin, who looks up towards you, looks over to the people that were that are his captors and doesn't say anything. He just smiles kind of faintly at you. You cut him free without much of an issue, and he needs...
Lead him back towards these tents.
Yep.
As soon as we're out of sight, gonna cast Cure... Sorry.
Okay, cool.
That's 1d8, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
For
Plus
level
your...
1.
Yes, I believe so. Plus your spell casting, I think.
1d8 plus... No, use Cure Meter. Thank you very much for that.
Here a week.
Koo, when did you become funny? This is really weird.
So is it technically the attack modifier then? I know that sounds stupid, but for my spell, is it what would be considered the attack modifier?
It'll be your ranger spellcasting ability.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, wisdom. It's plus, yeah, so
and
it's plus.
proficiency bonus, isn't it?
No, not your proficiency.
You don't get proficiency for spells.
Okay.
So it's just whatever your wisdom adds to it.
Because it's effectively the same as damage, but
Yeah.
healing.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, and it says
That's a good way
plus
to say
7,
it.
which is what confused me. But oh no, that's not what I wanted to do.
D18.
I've apparently rolled a d18.
Never seen one of those before.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 1d8 and it all went horribly wrong. So
horribly
healing
right.
for 7, healing for 7 points.
Okay, yep.
Get to the back of here.
Mhm.
Take my rope out of my bag. Misty step up to the ledge above us,
Oh, show off.
and then lower the rope.
Okay, yeah. He seems well enough healed that he'll be able to make that.
Hence why I healed him first.
You see him kind of, he kind of takes into a bit of a battle stance for a moment, seems to focus some energy, and then he holds onto the rope
Show off.
and essentially walks up the side using the rope. The rope has helped him because he is still feeling quite weak, but he almost spider climbs up to join you.
And then I will collect the rope up so that we're not leaving a trail, and then we'll meander our asses around the south and back towards town, or at least back towards the beginning of where we joined. So you said back here, isn't it? You could see the.
Yeah.
So if I go back up here, yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
It's gonna take us probably the entirety of that combat to do that. So that's me out of it.
Yeah, you're going to take a little bit of time to do this. Can I ask, before we go into potential combat, what are we... Caliban, are you literally charging over to fight, or are you...
That is exactly what I'm doing. So I'm happy to leave it here.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's 11:15. We may drop it here and start with the battle next week. But yes, congratulations.
Well, I've done my bit, bitches.
Tobias, you might get a little bit of a break at the beginning of next week's stream, but well done, man.
I'll bring a book.
That went well.
Bring some popcorn too.
And Corin, I'd like to give you DM inspiration, please, for your wonderful performances tonight. The jokes were on point. You did well coming up with plans. Fantastic, Corin. Go for it. You've got DM inspiration for next week.
Yay!
Super impressed with you guys. If anyone's interested in seeing what the kind of half dragons look like, there it is. I'm going to show you on the stream for people at home. This is the dragon in the armor right now. It's rather pretty. It's got lovely purple armor and lovely blue scales. He's quite deadly looking. He may also be somewhat related to the one you guys killed earlier. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Sexy.
Thank you. I drew it myself. I did not draw it myself. And
Surprise,
the other one, thank you for the follows, guys. That's really appreciated. I hope to see people back again because like I said, we're going to be doing some.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I love it. I love when that pops up. I need to but this is what the black one looks like. The black dragon looks like that. The black half dragon, at least. She is quite badass looking, but definitely, yeah. You can tell even from a distance it's a female. But yes, we'll start with combat next time.
The sword looks gnarly as fuck.
Oh, I know, right? I can't wait for you guys to find out some more. So yeah, you've done really well. Congratulations, everybody. You managed to survive being attacked by a blue dragon somehow.
Again.
Considering we started,
Yay.
Considering we started today's session with 3 players lying unconscious making death saving throws, and 2 others, the squishiest ones of them, The only ones
Surprise,
conscious.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Yes. Adrian. I think your name's Adrian. Monday is a different group. Monday is a Curse of Strahd game
Surprise,
with a different group of
motherfucker.
people, and today is this group. So there's 2 different campaigns going on. Curse of Strahd is a horror campaign on the
Surprise,
Mondays,
motherfucker.
and then Tuesdays is a more fantasy-based campaign. So thank you. So yeah, Monday's Team Awful Neutral, playing Curse of Strahd, and today is Team Creative Condiments. There are some real weird people that just followed.
Yeah, some of those names, I'm like, well, there we go.
Yeah, that's interesting. That'll be interesting to see what happens. Probably trolly. We'll see what happens. Yeah, thank you, Adrian. I noticed it as well. I was like, okay. But yeah, Mirth Mauser, on Monday it's a different group. This is a different group to the ones that were in yesterday. So although Koo is still in it, and
Me.
yeah, I was going to say Lily, but you're not Lily in the other one. Koo and Rhea are still in it. Those are the only 2 players that are in both groups. So yeah, it's 2 different groups, but they both have Koo and Rhea in them.
Hi.
That's always an instant ban for me, so their name pops up on the screen. Yeah, they're Raddy's on it already. I didn't even have to ask Blue Eyes. I know Raddy would be on his way out, on his way getting rid of him. There you go. Yeah, but yeah, so I'm going to head off now. Much love to all of you. We'll have a look around, find someone else to raid in on. And then, yeah, I will catch you all hopefully on Thursday. If not, we'll be back with D&D next Monday. If you come into the charity stream on Saturday, that would be super appreciated as we're raising money for disabled children. Much love for all of you. Take care. And this is Clockwork SJ signing out for the evening.